Today's Friday Free Show of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan is brought to you by
buddocs.org, and telemedicine is back!
Oh, hold on. That deserves this.
Telemedicine is back, baby!
And if you are already an existing patient of Dr. Shanlate and Bud Docs, you can now do telemedicine, and you don't have to go into the office anymore.
It makes it so much more convenient. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you've never had your recommendation, you are going to have to do an office visit. That has to happen.
Yeah.
And if you're also transferring from, like, another doctor, like I did, I went from that one doctor I didn't like to Shanlate, who I love.
You have to at least go to the office first, and there's multiple locations. A location in Lake Mary, Hunters Creek, Tampa, and Melbourne.
Yep.
So if you're around Florida, plan a trip, see Dr. Shanlate.
Yeah, and once you're in, you can take advantage of telemedicine. And the coolest thing about Dr. Shanlate is the knowledge that he will give you, not only about which products to use and what's going to be best for you, but he knows all the deals. He's the guy that knows how to not get you ripped off. By, saving money, because he's like a regular human guy,
He'll sit there and with you after the appointment, which is super fast, by the way, in a great location. All his facilities are super top-notch.
All of his staff.
Pro.
His staff know everything, so they'll go like, no, you got to do this, you got to do this, they'll walk you through the steps.
But also, if you were waiting to get your medical marijuana license for one reason or the other, even if you're like, well, I get it cheaper from my guy. Well, I'm telling you, once you get your recommendation, all these dispensaries,
50% off, 60% off,
the first
40%,
visit, there's 10 different dispensaries. You just hit them all. You get the first visit, 50% off, 40% off. He'll go through with you every dispensary that offers that. You can clean up. I'm telling you, you can get it way cheaper that way, just by if you care about the price, and then it's all legal. I'm telling you, you'll get your...
It's the best way to go.
You can make same-day appointments, and when you leave there, you can go straight to the dispensary same day.
You have an email in your phone, boom, and you're ready to go. It's buddocs.org.
Yep, and go and see him, make an appointment today.
Just do it.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday Free Show of A Mediocre Time.
Let's see if I got this thing right today. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. In fact, it is a Tom Van Get to Work Friday.
He told me it was casual Friday.
No, it's Tom Van Get to Work Friday. It's a new thing he's implemented, and welcome to it. I don't know what show number this is, but it's
728.
728. It's way up there. Welcome to the show, everybody, and we are glad to have you. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross is on the show. How you doing, Ross?
Oh, is it finally gotten to the point where Tom's trying management hacks?
Management tech. Sam is here. I didn't mention Sam. Sam is here.
I'm here.
Is he bringing you guys donuts in the morning?
I would like that. In the jug
I have implemented pizza party.
The jug of Joe. I need a jug of Joe.
Yeah, please.
The Dunkin' Donuts Joe jug.
Employees...
We still owe a pizza party to
some listeners.
Eat my wife's pee.
Oh, yeah.
Eat my wife's pizza.
Yeah, I thought you forgot about
Eat
that.
my wife's pizza. There it is.
Yeah. We got to schedule that. A couple things. We've got a merch blowout right now.
Hey.
Maybe in honor
Market being blown out.
of Shart Week, which is debuting Monday on the BDM show. So if you want to listen to
blowout
that.
and Shart in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is indeed happening.
I saw $5 shirts again on there. Where I guess
$5 shirt longs.
Did you approve that?
Well,
Don't laugh at that, Ross.
That was so dumb.
I kind of laughed
loved
at that too. I was
loved it.
I had to sit on it for a second.
It was completely involuntary.
It was really
by the way.
dumb.
I tried not to, and it just
Really
came out.
dumb.
Yep.
So it's all on our merch page right now. There's a bunch of sale items. We're trying to get rid of inventory.
We are. So we can get new stuff.
We got a summer drop coming soon, right?
Yes.
That's what the kids say, right?
Yeah.
We
Just
got
in
a
time
new
for fall.
collection dropping. Yo, check the website.
Collab.
And we got a lot of stuff in storage. We gotta get rid of.
We got a lot of old stuff. So if you like dated cruise shirts, boy, do we have some rags for you.
And speaking
I bet
of,
you Bart Merrick can find some bags to throw those shirts in if you want to.
Yes, and some misspelled notepads.
Do you have a problem with Summerline
I
Street?
used to love the misspelled Bart Merrick notepads.
And speaking of Shart Week, that will be on Monday's BDM show. And we also have
This one's just grosser than ever, I think, personally.
a special 10-year best of Shart Week.
Yeah.
All the winners edited back to back.
Yeah.
Every winning
It's
story
the
from every winning year.
Tournament of Champions.
I didn't ask Casey how
A
long it's going
decade
to
of Dookie.
Yeah,
There it is.
There it is. Written by, the Orlando talk show with Ross McCoy's Ross McCoy.
be. Can you consume that in one sitting?
No,
It's like 2 hours.
It's like
of
hardcore
shit story.
history. It's like Dan
We should do
Carlin's.
a Tom and Dan Shart challenge where you have to sit and eat your lunch and listen to the entire Shart Week.
That's
festival.
not bad.
So bad.
Yeah. You have to eat, you have to eat a big bowl of pho.
I was going to say like a sloppy
Some
Joe.
sort of soup.
I was going to say charcuterie.
Okay, I love that.
We have a story about Ross saving someone's life
Again,
again.
what's
this again?
How many
Again.
lives have you saved?
This is two.
Two?
This is
The
now,
second one?
yeah.
I thought
Well,
it was
okay. And
more.
my friend Phil in Germany, he was about to step in front of a train, and I pulled him back.
That's three.
Oh my
That's
God.
three.
Oh my God, three. They come in threes.
So, okay, I have a story to tell you guys, and I want to get your opinion on if this happens, because I don't know.
Okay.
This may happen, and I'm just not familiar with it, but I found it bizarre. So,
Okay.
My last weekend, 4th of July weekend, I had a bunch of friends in town. I had 8 kids at my house staying on the whole weekend.
God.
I had something like the wizard just dropped off his 2 kids and took off back to his house because he got too many kids now. So with the wizard's kids and turkey
They
legs
just use you
kids,
as a daycare now.
yeah, I know. And so it was kids crazy.
I'm
And
going to try and fix Ross's light. Go ahead.
and
Oh, is it all screwed up?
By the way-
Oh, yeah, it's shading him. Thank you, Sam.
as they get older, it's getting harder and harder to wrestle them all and fight them all off, and they're getting to the point where they can almost overtake me just by the quantity.
Yeah. And you love a good kid wrestle.
Yeah.
It's sort of your thing.
I'm going rough with them, throwing the biggest one into the group
have to do it, yeah.
because they have to come at me one by
We
one.
have to take out the large one first,
If it-
almost as an example to the smaller ones.
Yeah. So anyway, we're in the pool, we're hanging out. It's at the end of the day, a hot day. My God, it's so hot.
Yeah, it's very hot outside.
Enough
107
with the heat. We get
Yeah,
it.
I know.
yeah.
And,
And it affects you more than most. You really talk about it.
So Turkey Legs'
That's what old men
wife, she's telling me a story about they went to a wedding in Puerto Rico, right?
Okay.
And so they go to this wedding, and
That sounds lovely, by the way.
That does.
Yeah, just go to a
By
wedding
the way,
in Puerto Rico.
I need to go to Puerto Rico because
the
there's
place
a lot
I've been
of
the most.
There's a lot of cool shit down there.
Puerto Rico is the place that I've been the most outside of the U.S. because we used to have, my dad's best friend lived in San Juan, so Puerto Rico's rad.
And then I'm like, this is part of the U.S.
Yeah, it's dope.
What?
Beautiful.
And
Delicious
anyway,
food. Oh.
so
It is good.
they're staying at like a resort hotel or whatever where
That
the wedding's at.
sounds really good.
And it's after the rehearsal dinner, right? So everybody's in their nice clothes or whatever. They're at
Okay.
the bar and
Having like a cocktail? Or?
yeah. Turkey Leg told me he's shit faced. His wife
That
are
is
shit
the-
faced. They don't have any kids.
that
They
is
left their
called
kids in
the
the
leg
United
way.
States.
Yeah.
So
When your nickname is Turkey Leg, you are normally shit faced.
So they're talking to some other guests that they don't know that get invited by like the groom's family. or
I'm
whatever.
glad you mentioned that. That is something that I, as a chirper, very much enjoy. The after party mingle with people I don't know. I like chirping them up. I like trying to make them laugh. I do. You get a little buzz.
Yeah.
You're sipping a little drink. I love
Trav
that.
made a brand new best friend at our buddy Travis Chastain's wedding last Friday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Couldn't pull him away from him. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Let your chirp flag chirp.
You make drunk wedding friends.
Yeah.
I
It's kind of like cruise friends, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're talking to each other at the bar, and then the other couple then says, hey, do you guys want to like get in your bathing suits and then meet us at the pool to play some Marco Polo, right? And then
I'm sorry.
So
why don't you say that again? Because I thought you said that these people asked for them. To
by the way, these are middle-aged grown adults.
There's a sentence I haven't heard since I was 12.
I'm not sure I even remember the rules of Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Fish out of water. I remember that.
I do remember fish out of water.
So I play a lot of Marco Polo with my sons, like almost 2 or 3 times a week.
Wait,
in our
I remember
pool.
now. You go fish out of water, and if you're not, you go no. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, I'm back in.
And so anyway, so they're like, now by the way, where she's telling me this, not even like it's a like she's just in passing.
Who's telling you this?
Turkey Leg's wife.
Mrs. Leg.
Yeah. So she's telling me this in passing, and I'm like, wait. They asked you if you wanted to play Marco Polo in the pool, and by the way, this is nighttime. It's not like during the day. There's a bunch of stuff. Like, there's that nighttime in the resort pool.
You do traditionally play Marco Polo at night.
No.
I always played it at night.
No, you gotta be able to see the person's eyes clearly to know that they're keeping their eyes shut.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so
they always played it at night.
And I'm like, and so then I'm like, did they want to swing? Like, is this code for swing?
Yeah. Of course.
And then
100%.
And then she's like, no. We went up, got our bathing suits on, went downstairs, and Turkey Leg proceeded to play Marco Polo with 2 other drunk adults at a wedding.
For how long?
That's what I asked.
How long does the game go on?
They said it went on for like half an hour.
Who started it? Who said the rules?
And then I'm like, were you seriously? And I'm like, wait a minute. Was the husband, like, when he was he doing like open honky hands? You know what I'm saying? Like, because maybe like,
Marco, grab him.
Did he have his honking hands out?
Honkers. You put out your honkers, Frankenhonkers.
Yeah.
It's a Frankenhonk.
And then Turkey Leg's wife was like, no. They were just like, they were taking it seriously.
Did Mrs. Leg get grabbed at all?
No.
Did Mrs. Leg get honked?
No, she said.
Was Turkey Leg's leg honked?
She said eventually she was too drunk. She was sitting up the stairs, and then Turkey Leg was just playing.
That's not playing.
But then I'm like,
it's a poor attitude.
Well, what was it? And they were like, I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm making fun of Turkey Leg, and I'm like, why'd you do this? And then he's like, I don't know.
How long did he play for?
He said a half an hour.
Jesus Christ!
And then they all just went back to the room. And then I was
good
like,
game?
Are you sure?
Do you say good game?
Are you sure there wasn't like some implication that you guys were going to start getting nude?
100%.
100%. It had to be that.
And they found out that your Turkey Leg and Mrs. Leg were squares, and they're like, fuck, now we actually have to play Marco Polo.
Turkey Leg said he was down. He said, I'm down.
Right.
At any time, I'll honk him. He said, I'll honk him.
Yeah, like every dude everywhere, it's up to the wife 100% of the time. That was a swing test for sure.
Yes.
Well, wait, so if he had
There is a strip/swinger Marco Polo. I have the rules right here in front of me.
We'll read the rules.
So one person's a seeker and either keeps their eyes closed or is blindfolded, depending on how trustworthy they are not to peek. Others move around the large empty room, pool, or other set area freely and randomly.
I've never played dry land Marco Polo.
Well, this is because the swinger one,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Sometimes you don't want to be.
And some swingers can't swim. Some swingers can't. You got to be inclusive.
The searcher randomly says Marco, and all players have to respond with Polo immediately. If the searcher tags someone, that person must strip off an article of clothing. And if the searcher misses and there's no one to contact at all, the searcher removes something.
Oh, I love this game.
If
I'm going to play this at my house.
If the searcher gets naked before getting everyone else naked, a clothed player takes their place and becomes the searcher. The now naked searcher must wait for the next round. The game continues until all players are naked. After all players are naked, a person once again becomes a searcher and either closes their eyes or is blindfolded. The game is played in the same manner with players moving freely.
In the next round, you jack each other off. Like, where's that?
This time when the searcher calls out Marco, the other players call out either X or O, depending on their gender. Men call out X and women call out O. If you want to specify transgender players for any reason, they may call out red for a trans man or purple for a trans woman.
Whoa.
If the searcher touches or grabs...
Hold on, I feel like Brady. Got to remember all the plays.
We're wide open in Marco Polo.
I figured at this point, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, just touching
So now once everybody's nude, right? If the searcher touches or grabs a player, the searcher gets an agreed upon amount of time to explore the player's body. After that, the player is out and must wait for the next part of the round.
So if I catch Ross, I can figure his butthole?
Now,
Ross goes,
after all players...
That makes sense.
After all players are out, either the
You didn't need
searcher...
to say it like that. That makes sense.
Either the searcher gives up or time runs out. The game is repeated the same way, except when the searcher makes contact or grabs a person, the searcher may either order the player to perform a sexual
What have we
favor,
done? The BDMs are going to play
or
this.
simply feel around and take
In
that
your fucking,
player how they
Airbnb.
choose. So they were feeling them out to see if they were familiar with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And when they didn't take off their clothes, they're like, fuck.
Sam, I'm going to tell you something. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I said this exact same thing. I'm like, this has to have been a swingers thing.
It's a pretty organized game, too.
And Turkey Leg and his wife were...
Wow.
They were also hammered, so they probably didn't catch on the cues,
but
right?
they seemed adamant that it seemed like
Marco
the other
Polo,
couple...
which is really just a grabby game, right?
The other couple just wanted to play a child
game. Then we were right. We were right.
Well, but they didn't even imply, like, hey...
You can't do that.
No, but you don't do that.
Right.
Because, like, most
You
people...
scare
And this is
people off.
a knock, but most people are smart enough to know that they want to fuck you.
The inviting pair, they invited, and then Turkey Leg was willing to play, but his wife was not, so they didn't raise the stakes. They didn't escalate. They were like,
that actually would be...
She got out, sat on the stairs, and then the game wrapped up, and everybody went about. They went to try to find another couple to fuck.
They did.
Turkey Leg and his wife went to bed.
They did. If you think about it,
Yeah.
they didn't get consent, right? So they were like,
Exactly.
fuck!
100%.
We
they dialed
wasted
it
30
back.
minutes playing a goddamn game!
Yeah.
All right, so this doesn't happen where there's not swinging involved. Like, there's no other adults.
Not with just adults.
Oh, you mean like guys that are at weddings and go like, hey, you guys want to go out and play some Frisbee? No, that doesn't happen.
Well, Frisbee is a fine...
Oh, you're into
fat
wedding
dad
Frisbee?
game.
No,
Well, like,
adults don't play games at hotels. No, you don't do that. You don't walk into the
I'll
bar
play
and go,
Frisbee
who's
with a fat
playing
dad?
Candyland? Like, you don't do that.
Yeah, but like throwing a Frisbee with another fat dad, I'll do that
you
all
don't.
day long.
Well,
at the
yeah.
beach.
No
But
games.
I judge you.
But
No
really?
hacky sack, no Frisbee.
Like, this guy's about to fuck him with the Frisbee.
Yeah, I was like, these two guys want to fuck. Look, they're playing Frisbee.
Exactly.
Well, how about more to like a Twister type of thing? Like
Well,
if
that,
somebody
I know
suggests
everybody knows,
Twister.
yeah. Well,
You
that's
say that, but Marco Polo, again, your eyes are closed and you're grabbing around.
You're stripping down.
Come on.
What about Red Rover with your dicks?
That's Red Rogan.
Red Dick Rogan.
So, okay. Then it was swinging. Okay,
Yeah.
because they were saying it wasn't. They didn't. Now it doesn't. This seems like it doesn't matter. They were an African American couple. Does that matter at all?
No, why would that matter?
Because in my mind, it seems like
it doesn't matter.
There's more white swingers.
That makes me think 100% it's swingers.
Yeah, because
two black people are not going to be like, "Hey, honkies, come play Marco Polo with us."
Also, lesser. I mean, if you're just running the numbers, if you're just running the numbers and listen to the Jim Colbert show, he said that in Central Florida, 60% of black Americans don't know how to swim.
Why would he bring that up?
I don't know. No idea.
It's a weird fact.
I heard it on the show. He's driving around.
Boy,
Did he scream it like an eagle?
Yeah, he did. He sunk his claws into his mic.
I really want to shit on Tom, but we are all a bunch of white people sitting here. Maybe there is a black culture of Marco Polo that we're unaware of.
I have no
can't really
They
say.
started questioning
If we're
that.
going to answer this
Can't really
honestly,
say,
you're
yeah.
right. We would need
feedback from listeners.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Somebody in the swinging community knows exactly what Sam explained, and will go, "Yeah, guys, you guys are idiots. Turkey, the legs got it wrong. They weren't thinking. They were too drunk.
Turkey Leg's a stereotypical Harley mechanic with long hair, right? And then
Ooh, that's even better.
If another,
But he's tall, long dick,
Long and tall.
big old turkey, big old gobbler.
We need feedback from 3 communities: black people, swingers, and ideally black swingers.
Yeah.
I would imagine there are less black swingers. Just stereotypically, I've met only white swingers. That's just me.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of gangbangs.
Jesus.
Whether it's that swinging,
and
It can be.
there's a thing called breeding. Look that
No,
up.
Rod, not the breeding porn. You're into breeding porn?
No, it just
Lord,
shows up.
man.
I didn't know what it was.
wow, he went from free
And I
use
clicked
to
on it
breeding.
once and it screwed up my algorithm, and now I get that in there.
Well, we can pivot because I'm no longer into porn. I'm not watching porn anymore.
What do you mean?
I've given up porn.
Yeah, right.
I'm no longer watching
That's a
porn.
lie.
I'll tell you, I have completely pivoted, and this is a promise. I have completely pivoted to adult classics. I watch only 70s, 80s, and early 90s adult film classics.
Well, that's porn.
That's all I watch. No,
Well,
this is
watching
it's not
retro
porn. That's not porn. The Gonzo shot on the iPhone bullshit. That's not porn. That's porn. That's just bullshit. What I watch is adult cinema. And it's got a story, it's got a plot. The women look better. They're spending more money. They got cars and establishing shots and barbershops and a set.
You're like 6 months away from jerking off to Citizen Kane.
No, I'm serious.
So you're only watching
70s, 80s, and early 90s porn. I found classic porn tube, and they have 5,000 of they have the greatest collection of classic adult movies.
Cinema.
And I call them adult cinema. I call them classic adult cinema.
Do you watch the beginning and the whole setup?
I watch a little bit of the beginning. I'm like, let's fast forward. Fast forward. As soon as I see a bush, I pause. And then I'm in. We've got all the classics. Ginger Lynn, Christy Canyon, Seika. All the classics. I'm back in. Dude, it's so hipster. And then when I started watching it, I was like, the quality of this is so much better than the ones where it's just like some gross guy sitting down and he has a stepdaughter come in and blow him. That's gross. This is way better. And you know what got me thinking about it? Those interviews we were doing with like Deep Throat. Like remember the brother and sister of the dad who invented Deep Throat or whatever. But like if you go back and look at that stuff, it is completely freaky bizarre. But it's higher quality. The production values are through the roof.
Yeah, or they were making movies.
It's just better, man.
Right.
Look, it's just better. It's like vinyl versus MP3s. I'm just saying, it's better. And that's all I'm watching now.
Also, I imagine that's the first pornography that we were exposed to.
It's the first I saw
in our generation.
To me. Yeah,
because our parents had those VHS tapes that we found.
I looked up the one my dad had. In fact, I went to Vintage PornTube and I typed in, and I'll tell you the real name so you can check my work. Erotica Jones, starring Christy Canyon from 1985, and I found it.
When you were done with it, did you rewind it to the same point your dad had it at?
I used to. Yeah, you had to.
No, I had the video on.
No, I know you had to. Mm-hmm. You had to make sure that it lined up perfectly, and then pause it, and then eject it.
Now, you say that
everybody did that, right?
It doesn't have the stepbrother, but Taboo was a huge...
No, they have that, but it's better done. It's just better. It's not as like... It's like not...
The stepmothers are more caring.
They really are more nurturing. They are more nurturing. Yeah, they hold you after they fuck you.
There's a vintage porn clip that I've run across a couple times. Where
it's the two. It's the two.
Ants.
It's the mom. Yeah, it's a mom and an aunt.
Yeah. I think they're both the aunts. Or is the mom and aunt?
Mom
yeah. And then
one's a blonde and one's a brunette.
The kid sleeping on the 1970s
on the beanbag.
Yeah. I think kid, he's like in mid-20s.
Yeah, it's Tom Byron is the actor. Wow. I should not know this much.
You guys need to spend some time apart.
This is apart. This is what we do apart.
We do it apart, but it's at the same time.
Are you Jackamo Brothers?
The amazing Jackamo Brothers.
All right.
I'm just saying.
I can't put it back in.
Did you hit your level? Are you done?
When Tom
put it back in.
When Tom says there's this one, and Dan knows the one he's talking about, just from there's this one.
I know them all.
You guys are two saints.
We connect them all.
Yeah. Then she's trying to put it back in his pants, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I have to do something."
I can't put it in; it's so big.
I have to get it small first. Then she invites
How did she get it small?
Well, yeah.
I guess I gotta watch this.
Yeah. She's frogging it.
No spoilers. Yeah, full frog. She just lifts her skirt up.
Yeah. Then he wakes up and he is not that surprised. I mean, he would be more surprised.
Yeah. I think he'd be like, "Get the fuck!" It's not that.
I'd wake up way earlier too.
Yeah, he's a heavy sleeper.
You're always like, "Well, are you drugged? Like, how could you sleep through this?"
And on a beanbag of all things.
I can't believe he didn't notice the camera right there.
I got one more thing with this last week.
And then we're done.
And it involves...
What did they do after Marco Polo? Did they just go to sleep?
That's what I said. Then she went back to the hotel. And I'm like, did you see him again? Did you, because you had to talk to him sober.
Into the night.
You had to have investigated. Like, did you look up their Facebook and see if they're living in that lifestyle? If there's pineapple
Were they a part
shirts?
of the wedding?
They were, but they didn't know them. They're strangers.
So they should ask the couple, like, hey, what's the deal with
that could get real dicey.
Like, hey, your friends swingers? They try to swing with us. I don't know. What do you ask
I don't even know how you say that.
They're like, they wanted to play Marco Polo with us?
I would literally ask that.
I think it was a family wedding. I have no idea.
A couple of details. Did they notice that the couple were wearing anything at all revealing or like seductive or like a bikini, like a thong or like a revealing bikini top or like tight Speedo or like, something to showcase the idea that you are a sexual playful and a vibrant human.
They mentioned that it seemed to them that they were dead serious just playing a game.
They just like
which
we just love old
again, they said they were blackout drunk, so I'm not sure that they picked up what they were putting down.
Adults do play board games together
with their clothes on.
What are you talking about? Settlers of Catan or what?
If there's a volleyball net in a pool, I'll
knock it around. I'll dig a couple.
But that's Marco Polo anyway.
Basketball hoop. I'll go basketball hoop. That's acceptable.
Take a couple shots.
But this is a child's game.
Yeah, nobody says let's put our bathing suits on and play Monopoly.
So okay,
right.
I feel like Mr. Monopoly might Mr. Moneybags, whatever that guy's name is.
So on Monday, my friends from Miami got the bright idea of getting some Groupon passes to Fun Spot because I
didn't know Groupon was still around.
I don't know. They got some discount things, and then they told old group we bought the discount passes. We'll all take the kids there, and I was bitching. I was like, elevate. I was gonna inside AC,
and we got a discount code.
I know that, but they didn't know that. My friends don't listen. They're tired of listening.
Why didn't you just let them go?
I listen. I bitched about it. So
the chat room's melting.
I know. So then I'm like, fire's outside. Goddamn hot.
It's real hot.
Gas. Go-karts smoking in my face.
But they have that arcade where you can play any game for free and all the controls are broken.
Which I think is brilliant.
Yeah,
and it's 110 degrees outside.
It is huge.
It's mostly outside.
It is huge.
They have frozen pizza for sale for a lot of money.
Full bar though.
It was
a full bar.
The hottest day in the history of Earth. It was documented.
Jungle.
They're like, Monday was the hottest day in the history of Earth.
They've never had it.
I guess up until Earth was a goddamn all lava. It was hotter then.
In recorded history, Tom. Which we haven't been recording weather for very long.
But it was hot. And so I get there, and it seemed like the employees are like, why the fuck are you people here? Like, they were mad. And so...
At least they make them wear black shirts.
But Fun Spot employees are like that 100% of the time.
Correct,
yeah. And so it was just
it's almost like if you put a shirt on that has the word fun on it, you become anti-fun. That's the way it works.
And then, Crystal's like, well, get a main base right in the, outside in a picnic table, and all kids. I'm like, we're going inside. Like, the kids can find us inside.
By main base, you mean a cast iron picnic table in the sun.
Yeah. Cook your burgers on it.
Covered in soda. Just spilled soda everywhere.
Ants everywhere.
So they have this carnival game, like a fairway game, and it's the hang game, right? Where
the old hang game.
You hang on a bar, and then it's time.
The thing that
we know Tommy can do this.
None of your listeners can do. Not one fucking listener.
And so Tommy saw it. And then Tommy's like, hey, there's the hang game. I can do that. I can hang for 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the guy.
What do they want out of you?
And well, it's $10 to play. But I also told him, I was like, now if you hang for 2 minutes, you get $200 cash. But it's a carnival game. I almost call it carny game. I think you can still say carny.
Yeah, you can say carny.
What are the other words?
Yeah. Well, carny.
I'll die saying carny.
You can say it. You can totally say it.
They're not a race. They're just a group of people who have failed at life. That's all.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's not, the bar isn't static, it turns, and that's the trick of the hang game. And I saw, I watched on TikTok, there's people that CrossFit guys that will go to these places, and then they'll pay for the hang game, and they know, because the trick is you have to get
your palms greased so it just rolls right through.
No,
that's not a bad idea.
Right.
Butter palms.
It doesn't turn mechanically, it's loose, so
it's not a fixed bar.
It constantly wants
you're not able to use the friction of your palms to hold you in one position.
It constantly wants to turn you backwards, and then so the trick is you have to keep your wrists rigid straight, and lock your wrists in.
And that's all coming from your forearm.
And there's a famous video online of this dude in another country
breeding some lady.
No,
comes up with feet a lot.
He's up there in the hang game trying to win the money, and the guy just starts slapping his stomach.
You showed it to me.
He's like, this guy cheating, he's slapping his stomach.
cheating. If you know how to do it, it's not cheating.
I know.
It shouldn't be like a fail-safe. You lose every time.
Then he kicks the guy. The hanging guy kicks the guy, and then he goes in hard. He just fucking wails on him.
And he pulls him down.
Yeah.
So I laughed at that, but I was like, well, that's probably not going to happen at Fun Spot. The
Especially
teen
doesn't
care.
Not to Tommy.
Yeah, this is Mr. Spot's money. The teen doesn't give two fucks.
I would pay to watch Tommy kick a Fun Spot employee in the face.
Now, do they make you do it a certain way, or can you go you can't go like wakeboard grip?
No, you have to overhand, and you can't adjust. You have to be dead still. You can't you can't pull up or adjust or anything. It's got to be a dead hang, dead still.
This is a guaranteed $10 fucking scam.
So, but I tell Tommy all this. I'm like, here, I'm giving him instruction. I'm like, you got to.
I thought he hates that.
Yeah, he didn't let him listen. He's like,
he blocked it out.
And then I'm like, you got to keep your wrist. That's the trick, whatever. So I pay the $10. He gets over they lower the bar, and it lifts Tommy up. And Tommy's like, I can't hold on 8 seconds. And then because the bar spins, and I'm like, oh, you blew it. And but then the guy's
loser. Big man snoozer.
The guy,
hey, you want to take a shot there? Hey, fucking sizzle tits over there. Hey, look, we got you look like a real muscle boy. You think you got it over there, Daddy?
He's like, Dad, you want to take a shot at it?
Hey,
he's
Junior did it. Why don't you try it, you fucking pussy?
So I'm like, all right, well, I know the trick. I know to keep your wrist straight. And then
did you tell him that?
Oh, yeah, I told him out loud. I was like,
why? Why tell him that you know the trick? Why not
because I want to let him know that I know the trick.
You do it. Because if you don't do it and you don't do the trick and you fail, then never mind.
So I get up there and then
why wouldn't you walk up to home plate and point at the right field fence? Why wouldn't you?
It does look cool if you pull it off.
I text Daniel.
But if you whiff, you look like a real dick.
Oh my God.
I had Tommy video me because then I was ultra confident because I've been working. I can hang on this fucking bar. I know the trick. I saw it on TikTok.
The video starts with you asking Tommy, "You sure you can hold that for 3 minutes, kid? Because I'm gonna."
Yeah.
He has bad hands
and then
that are numb. He has a shoulder that's all jacked up that was crunching a few months ago.
Told me
I feel like it's fine.
And I also was wrestling with the kids the day before, which
monster,
which I did use as an excuse. Anyway, so I get up there and they I would have rather jumped up there and started hanging, but they lifted up slowly, mechanically, like which it's a psychological trick.
It is. It's to fuck you up.
And,
let me see if I can load this in.
Yeah, that was fine.
This is awesome.
And then they lift me up and they start the counter, right? And then I'm got my wrists locked into place, and the bar wants to spin backwards, but that's keep it locked.
Not on my fucking watch.
and you have your body positioned a little forward, so you're kind of like planking a little forward.
Engage that core,
And then so I'm there. I'm like, I got this. And now if you get to 1 minute, you win like a mini prize. 2 minutes, you win the goddamn 200.
I got it up there.
Which I was like, no way I'm getting to 2 minutes. I could barely do with a dead hang for 2 minutes. I don't think I can even do 2 minutes, but I could do a minute, right? So I'm there, and I'm like, I got this.
Oh, it's sideways, but it's up there.
Then
turn your head.
Turn your head.
So I'll give you an example that I'm not bullshitting. And so I'm up there, and the guy's counting through. We get through 30 seconds, and I'm like, I cannot feel my hand.
Have to hold?
1 minute gets you a small stuffed animal prize.
That's not bad.
Like a little Sonic or whatever it is. The boys both yelled that they wanted. And I wanted to, and they're sitting there, and I'm like, more than anything, I'm like, I cannot fail in front of my boys.
My God, please let your shorts fall down.
Look at
how loose they are, dude. Wear a belt.
I know. I wasn't prepared to hang up from anything. I just wanted some loose hot shorts.
Do you have to pre-soak them in bleach before you watch them to get them that blindingly dad white?
Oh, God damn it.
It's upside down.
So, anyway.
Tom's doing a handstand. That's pretty impressive, actually.
He's shaking, though.
At 40 seconds, I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't even feel my hands.
I want that Grogu.
I don't want
the Pikachu, man.
I don't want to fail in front of my sons. I don't even care about that. I want to get to the minute, so they're like, that's a superhero. He did it.
Are you shitting?
You're kind of lean. Oh, I thought you were about to have a seizure.
No, 6.
Dude, you were 6 seconds off.
6 seconds. I failed in front of my goddamn
You could have done it, man.
And I'm not joking. I've thought about it every night.
Really?
The fact
you got to go back and do it.
My sons watched me fail, and that's what I thought. I was like, I have to train at home. and get one of these machines and then go back and win the 200 from Mr. Spot because it can be done.
How much does it? You said it was $10.
You were so close. I mean, literally, you just needed me there to be like, "Come on, motherfucker!" You look at it. Look at their eyes.
What part of the system broke down and failed you? Was it your wrists? Was it your core? What do we need to work on?
Your hands.
What do we need to work on?
At one point, I was just.
I bet you can't tell.
I can't tell how strong I'm even holding.
Because they go numb.
It's totally numb, and I'm like, think strong.
Think strong. You're a big dum-dum. You're a big Red Rogan
but
now.
That is what people do. It's Hodor. It's, that is what you do when you're big and you're strong, right? You go, Hodor, be strong.
What part of you lets go, though? Do your forearms give out? Do your fingers get out?
My grip strength.
You may not have even known that you let go, right?
Like, it just pulled it off.
Do you think gloves would help?
Can't use gloves.
I don't think you're allowed to. There's a bunch of
get some Deion Sanders.
Get some chalk.
Like some sticky. You could spray your hands with sticky that baseball players spray on bats.
It's not how sticky it's not even that it's the damn bar spins.
Okay, I got it.
And so
I got it. We have to super glue right before you go up there. I'm going to be standing next to you and I'm going to go and then you just go stick them up there.
Do you have to hold hand by hand? Can I go like this and like clasp my hands together?
No, it has to be like traditional overhand pull-up style.
We can do this without trickery or cheating, you guys. We just need Tom. We're going to get you. You need to strengthen your core. Your core needs some work, and then you're just sitting here all fucking day, every day talking. We need to get you those grippy things.
Oh, I got
You need to be doing that all day, every day.
Like over the top. When I'm doing my job as trucker. He's doing
just sitting there gripping. I got one with an adjustable dial on it. We're going to start you out at like 1, and then you do that for like a couple days, and then we'll dial you up to 2.
I have those.
When you're just banging those fucks out, we'll take you back to front spot.
And then I get up there, and then I'll win the prize. If I win the 200, I mean, it'll be the most impressive thing my son's
We're going to get you in such good shape. You're going to.
I love that for them when they've been to Hawaii.
Exactly.
The best thing I've ever seen is my dad hanging from a bar.
The edge of a volcano. It's what means
they
the most
flew in a helicopter over it.
One time at a boiling hillbilly carnival, my dad held the stick for a very long time, and then he gave us $200. What'd you buy? A bunch of trash, a bunch of shit. We just wasted it. Candy. We bought candy. Have you been to Hawaii? Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
My kids still talk about the time we went up to Clear Channel to pick up a T-shirt, and we saw Drunky the Bear hanging off a helicopter.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh,
I remember that day. I remember flying around with some stranger that is just a listener. Like, was it safe?
Am I remembering this wrong, or was it a homemade helicopter?
It was a mini helicopter.
It was the one. It was like the Magnum PI with the bubble, the big bubble
they
glass.
They call those crashers.
It was like a dragonfly. Just sitting there, and then some guy I just met that just told me to meet him in the park.
Jesus Christ.
His name was Death Wish Dan.
That's right.
Death Wish Dan.
Then I'm loading. I'm getting there, and then we're flying, and he's like, "Which way is Clear Channel?" And I'm trying to follow I-4 the way I drive. I'm like, "Hold on, you have to start the way I drive. I can't recognize the building, so I'm like, take a right."
All right, now go to the 7-Eleven. I normally get a coffee.
Start at the 7-Eleven, go down the street.
Okay,
and they're like, "All right, this is the building."
Now you gotta go to Tropical Smoothie. Give me I gotta get a smoothie.
Can you imagine like $1 billion corporation just letting me fly a fucking helicopter around? Like, I mean, if we crashed from the sky into people down there,
they wouldn't have said a word. No, they wouldn't have said a word.
No, but
I wouldn't have got my T-shirt that day.
Yeah, you wouldn't have mattered. No, it would have been like, well.
No, the people that I killed would sue Clear Channel for $10 million.
They would. I was talking about Clear Channel caring about you crashing.
My wife would sue. Deathless Dan's wife would sue.
Oh yeah,
Clear Channel
had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend.
Clear Channel would just fire enough people at the end of the year to make up a difference. That's
they're doing that again. Yeah, that's.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, they're doing it right now. Christmas in July is what they call it. You want to take a break?
Let's take a break. When we come back,
Marco,
I want to hear Ross's story about saving a life.
I can't wait. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for this story. Yeah, this guy's a triple hero now.
By the way, I've only seen this in Groundhog's Day with like saving a life in this manner. Like
I saw it one time at Walmart, but the guy died.
I learned it from a poster.
All right. Here we go. The name of the artist is The Last Gang. The name of the song is Pleaser. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at TomandDan.com for emails. We would love to have them.
want, make it simple and fun. Double click bait, baiting you teaser.
I switched back just because of the namesake. I was always a double D guy. Just, double D's. I'm double D. Nope. I am back on the quesadilla, where it all started. Where it all started with you. You and your wife said, hey, we went to this place downtown. It's this little Mexican eatery. It's the best drunken quesadilla you're ever going to have. We ate it at 1 a.m. It was so delicious. You got to go there. It's Gringos Locos. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that's where it all started. That basic chicken quesadilla with that salt on the outside, the crispy edges, and you're dunking in the Valentina, and you're smearing the sour cream all over it. That's where it started.
Yeah, every Saturday night, after the appearances, we go to Gringos.
Yeah, man.
Then it branched out from the original downtown location to the Milk District location. That's right there at the Milk District.
That's the one we go to now because it's close to the studio. You got one on Michigan. You got one on University out by UCF.
Yeah, one on UCF, and then Michigan, and then they got two in the Amway Arena.
Yep.
So if you're there, don't get a gray hot dog, get some Gringos Locos.
Get some Gringos. And they have a couple items, I think, in the Amway that you can't get anywhere else, like the guaco taco, I believe, is on there.
Yeah.
If you're like a veggie person, it's really good.
And their catering is unbelievable. If you want them to cater a big event and have people make double Ds and like a double D bar.
You can have staff there, or if you just want to do it poolside, like Tom did it one time where he just had it set up and you just go over there and get your tacos.
Birthdays, they'll drop it all off. You can make all your own tacos and double Ds. And
are they still hiring?
They're still hiring on the bottom on the career tab of gringoslocos.com. Yeah, it could be a great job, especially for a young person looking to, get a good job at a good company and work your way up.
Absolutely.
So check it all out at gringoslocos.com.
A fun little jam, right? This is the Japanese House with the song Touching Yourself. Ooh la la. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Manscaped is back.
Hey, Manscaped is back.
Look at this.
To shave your bush.
It's hot out there. Shave your bush.
The Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Look at this thing.
Look at that.
You get beard balm, oil,
that's
shampoo.
what case. That case right there. I'm going to tell you a secret. That case has the Beard Hedger inside of it. But if you take the Beard Hedger out of the case, you can put your marijuana devices in it and take it on a cruise.
Oh, okay.
Manscaped.
So use promo code Tom and Dan.
I once saw Dan pretend to shave with a weed vaporizer to get through customs.
Promo code
screwing around.
Tom and Dan for 20% off your purchase and free shipping worldwide.
It comes with the brush. Get the little brush out.
Get that nose one too. That fucking nose one.
Yeah, lose that one. Now that's what I
Beard
use.
Brush?
Yeah, that's what I use to push the sides down so it doesn't look all scraggly.
Oh, there's comb in here, conditioner.
There's all kinds of stuff in there.
So again, manscaped.com, promo code Tom and Dan. So Ross, I know this happened last week, and we were going to talk to you last week. We ran out of time, and
last week in the news,
you performed the Heimlich.
Jesus Christ! Spoiler.
All right,
jump right to it.
Well, it's a really long story.
All right, then let's start from the beginning.
Well, okay, so the Big Bang and the Earth cooled, and then fireworks tent. You guys know Craig.
Yeah.
Runs a fireworks tent.
He does indeed.
And it's the one job my wife will let me have twice a year. She'll let me go work for Craig for a couple weeks. So we're working at the fireworks tent. You guys know it's in Orlando's sketchiest fucking parking lot. Tom actually got the walking tour. It's
got a lot of really unique.
I saw.
It's almost like a Legendary Woods in a movie where there's all sorts of characters and different lands.
Don't go in there. There's giant spiders.
Right.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. It is very much like a parking lot where you have like the enchanted liquor store, the wig store, the extension cord to heaven, the homeless man that levitates, the shopping cart installation, the fort of shopping. Like, it's weird.
And there's like NPCs. Anybody with like a band around their arm just came out of the Plasma Donation Center. They're just wandering about.
They're wandering around. It's like Grand Theft Auto. It's like an open world sandbox. sports game of weirdness.
So I took Tom around the corner when he came to fireworks. I showed him the extension cord, and you can attest to it. It's exactly as I described.
The world's longest extension cord.
For whatever reason.
When he came back, it was as if he was more impressed. I'm gonna use what Sam said. He was more impressed with the extension cord than Hawaii.
He looked
when he came here, you were like, "Oh, guys, you got to see this."
I showed him the little homeless camp, and he was like, "Uh-huh." And then I showed him the extension cord, and he looked at me and he said, "It's real."
I showed him God.
Where do you get that from?
How does he even? I looked that up. I spent the whole afternoon around 3:00 when we were about to wrap things up here, Googling longest extension cord, and the biggest one I could find is like 150 feet.
It's got to be 600 feet, right?
Yeah.
Easy. It's crazy.
So then,
did they shrink wrap it themselves?
I don't know. There could be junctures like where it goes under dumpsters or something. We didn't like climb under, but it seems to be uninterrupted.
Yeah. By the way, we were talking about like how much people or how many people are stealing electricity from Mr. Duke, it's got to be a lot. Right?
He's gonna be mad.
Yeah, and it's seemingly easy to do because there's no way to really know, right?
I
just
think about
flows out.
Every time I'm in a main street, like Main Street DeLand, downtown Sanford, and I see those little junction boxes that are made for you to plug in like Christmas lights and stuff, I always think, and maybe this just is in my hillbilly body, I look at it and I go, we could steal from that. Naturally, I think of that.
Free electricity.
Yeah, I'm like, just plug into it.
Well, my Publix has outdoor outlets, and the dudes just sit there and watch TV and stuff.
Yeah, why not? I should ride when I get my electric scooter done, I should just ride it up there and plug it in and never charge it at my house. Never.
I'm sure they'll tell you eventually, right? If you're like plugging in
I'll put a lock on it.
Your car charger and shit.
I'd say my
I see
Tesla.
it at Wawa too. Yeah, people just sit on the side of the building and have their phones charged in.
It's hard to tell people stuff nowadays. This is unrelated to the current story, but I saw 2 people walk into our porta potty, and I was like, "Hey, you can't do that." And the guy was like, "Why?"
You're like, did not expect that question.
Didn't understand. I was perplexed.
You know what? I don't know why. Go ahead.
Please vomit everywhere.
Yeah, why can't 2 people go in?
Well, I mean, they're fucking in there. Right?
Exactly.
I don't know.
What are you doing in
Most of the time, you're fucking in there.
Sometimes you need your husband to hold your skirt up while you go to the bathroom and hover over the toilet.
Christ. Oh, I didn't know that.
To be fair, in our porta john, it might have been to fight off the flies. I don't know, but you still can't go in.
You keep them in there, huh?
Dude, that just happens. Life will find a way, So the day after we took our walking tour, and I showed you that little tent encampment, I was walking back there the next day, and it was gone. It was gone, and I noticed that it had been like neatly packed into a couple of shopping carts. Like that whole structure got taken down and put in some shopping carts, and there was like a kind of a skinny, shirtless white guy by the shopping carts, and I was like, oh, that guy, must have been his situation or whatever, and now he's got to find somewhere else to put it. So later in the day, I'm pretty sure it was the same guy, but not like 100% positive. I'm pretty sure it was the same skinny, shirtless white guy, like pants hang kind of low, underwear showing, right? Walks into the tent. There's a lady kind of following him. She's got a baby cart, right? He's holding the baby, maybe like a 2-month-old baby, like a football.
Okay,
he's got it like facing up, skull in his hand, and
probably
like,
a football player,
and laying along his forearm, right? Like he's holding the baby like he's about to break into a run for the end zone. So he walks into the tent, and I was wearing my polo that day, so I looked real official.
I like this.
He walks in and he goes, "I want to talk to the boss. Are you the boss?" He points at me, and I'm like, "Oh no, sir. He's not around right now." And he's like, "Oh, I need to talk to the boss," holding this baby, and I figure it's a firework-related issue or whatever. I'm like, he's not here right now, sir, but if I can help you, and really needs to talk to the boss. So Craig's dad is there. Craig's dad kind of comes around after a few rounds of that, and he comes up to the guy.
How big is the guy?
It comes up later because he refers to himself as intimidating. We all laugh. He's like,
that's happened to me before.
He's my height, but like kind of skinny fat. He's like skinny, and then he's got love handles. Yeah, but like the world's worst eagle tattoo on his, upper chest. He thinks he's tough anyway. So, Craig's dad comes up and he's like, "Well, the owner's not around, but I'm his dad. How can I help you?" He goes, he's got a baby in his hand. He goes, he kind of points at the lady. He goes, "Her dad kicked us out today. He told me to kill this baby. I need a job."
Oh my God!
Well, give the man a job. He's going to kill the baby. I mean, that's easy. This is the easiest thing I've ever decided.
See, he never said he was
I am a manager.
He never said he was going to kill the baby. He said he was told to kill the baby.
Okay, you're right.
A completely different kettle of fish. So
Can I stop you for just 1 second? I almost want to hug you right now and tell you I'm sorry. Never expected any of this. That's when you came in and said I have a story, that's the last thing I expected you to ever say. That's psychotic.
This ended up being a hell of a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's do it.
So did anybody else hear this?
Yeah. He is saying this to the whole. Everybody can hear it
with intent. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is at full volume.
He's a loud man.
Yeah. He's projecting. So when he mentions the baby thing, we all become concerned. Craig's dad is like very intent on like, well, let's whatever this baby needs, let's get this baby some help.
Let me give you some sparklers. Why don't you, I'll give you these sparklers. You're going to give me that football you got there.
Give the baby some snaps.
You Indiana Jones the baby with a fountain
something that looks like the baby.
You're like, hey, and you pull the baby out. A fountain is fine.
Now, the hard part about these stories is that it's impossible to recreate the stream of mad talk that comes out of these people. I don't know.
Well, you're not that way, so you can't recreate it.
That's what I was trying to explain to my wife. Like, you're not going to understand this because you're in a different brain.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's like some drug that I don't know about, but like a lot of these people have very common. Like if it was a bunch of drunks stumbling about, you'd be like, a lot of them are slurring their words, and they like seem to lack fine motor control, and like they get sad at the drop of a hat. There's certain characteristics, and a lot of it is like fast, constant talking.
Oh yeah.
They need something and they want something, and they like threaten or imply self-harm or harm to others if they don't get it.
Oh yeah, that's what
I do to Andrea. That's my standard throwing a fit.
And then like a lack of understanding why you aren't understanding them, or kind of like
he's manic on meth, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is a mania.
I don't know what it is.
Crack meth.
Yeah. It's some I don't.
It is a mania.
Have a lot of experience.
And also very much like the old water park water mania. There is the very similar humans.
I got the mania from Meth-mania.
Yeah, the water mania was the low quality part.
So he's Meth-mania, got a baby saying his dad or his wife's dad wants
him to kill the baby.
Threw him out, told him to kill the baby.
Oh my God.
So he engages in this like stream of talk with Craig's dad. He's just like yapping at him for a while.
Poor
At a certain
Craig's
point, like the lady comes and she's trying to take the baby away, and at a certain point she gets the baby and puts it in the stroller and walks out.
Give me that back. I was going to kill that.
And like this guy doesn't even notice that. He's talking a lot of religious stuff. Like at one point he goes,
that'll help.
I'm standing kind of behind John, Craig's dad, and at one point he goes, so I was on the way to kill this cracker, and he points at me when he says the words "kill this cracker."
Oh, I thought it was the baby.
But like,
oh, he's killing everybody.
He's just telling this story, but he says the word "kill this cracker" and points at me and looks at me right in the eyes. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Firecracker.
That one I do remember. He goes, I was on the way to kill this cracker, and the police pulled us over, and I got arrested for a warrant I had, and I didn't even get to kill him. It's like that kind of stuff. And he's giving us a lot of like
Pantera fan.
If he doesn't get a job, he's going to have to go back to jacking people and robbing places like this, like a lot of stuff like that thrown in.
Wow.
And so eventually, we're just listening. And eventually, he winds himself down to the point where he's like, "Well, I want to pray for you."
Did we ever ask this man to leave Johnny?
This just sounds like a classic mental health issue.
Poor Ross.
And then there's
seeing delusions.
And then there's drugs on top of it.
Sure.
You figure. So like he grabs Craig's dad's hand. He's like, I'm praying. He's praying for him, and a lot of like, Jesus, help me from killing all these people and get me this and that. And
well, hold on.
Could be schizophrenic.
That I support. If he's praying and asking for Jesus to not kill people, it's the best thing he can do in the moment.
And Craig's dad, like he's got Craig's dad in like a handshake, and Craig's dad.
I love the long hold.
Oh, it was so long.
I love the long hold where this happened a lot when my mom died, where you would get older people that would hold your hand and then pray with you, and you just have to stand there and pray with them.
Good 2-minute hand.
Yeah, it's a long prayer. Yeah.
And Craig's dad afterwards was like, I had my other hand ready to go though. Like,
I had a Rambo knife in it.
You never know. And so he leaves. He prays and leaves, and we watch him go across the parking lot.
It works.
He goes over to the Plasma Donation Center and starts harassing people there. And they have a security guard. They don't fuck around. So their guy comes out. He's got body armor on. He's
Virgil.
Armed.
Yeah.
And,
he's not fuck around.
We can see like it happening, but we can't hear because it's all the way across the parking lot. So we're like watching it like it's a picture show. You can't. It's like an airplane movie. You don't have headphones. So like he's yapping at this guard, and the guard's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
The chat room says this is a Righteous Gemstones episode.
it just dawned on me that if you
Poor Ross, I'm so sorry you had to deal with this. Is every day, by the way.
If you ever
fucking day
need some emergency plasma, it's coming from a rough place.
Yeah.
Like, the people that are donating that plasma, like I don't know if
That's
you
why
want
they have
that.
an armored guard.
When
yeah.
you get it in you go, wow, I feel methy. I feel I have an uncontrollable need to go to Walmart right now.
Well, the Plasma Donation Center is right next door to Discount Tobacco and Liquors.
Hold on. I like
It's
that
a-
place.
it's a
I like
demographic.
that place.
They're one of the few places that has an alcohol clearance rack. I'll say that.
Yeah, I do like that.
So the security guard comes out.
He's giving this guy harassment, and he's telling him to fuck off. And at one point, he like drops to his knees and does the like behind his
Oh, my
hands,
God.
like, and the guard's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And the
I'm
baby,
just
where's the
telling you.
baby with mama? Baby is with
The
mama.
lady is kind of. She's with him, but when he starts engaging people, she detaches and goes like down the sidewalk a little bit. So she's like in the area still, but so anyway,
Poor baby.
Yeah,
The lady's making a choice to be in this situation.
Yeah, but probably for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know.
The whole
But the
thing.
Probably
baby is.
abused and has nowhere else to go.
Get out of there, baby.
Trauma
Why
bonding.
are you so dumb?
You got to get that baby out of there.
another confusing aspect of this is that the lady is wearing like a nice dress and heels. Like she could get a job.
I love him.
In an office
Oh,
or
yell
something
at
like immediately.
That's a good one.
He looks like he was robbed of half of his clothes, and she looks like she just got off work as a secretary.
Hey, opposites attract.
Perplexing.
One step forward, two steps back.
So the plasma donation guard finally shoos him away. They end up at the north end of our parking lot in the McDonald's sidewalk, and
Man,
they're
this is Homer's Odyssey. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this.
I think we're about halfway in. Yeah, we're at where Cersei's turned them into pigs or whatever. So the guys. This sounds like a country song, but the guys on the sidewalk outside the McDonald's in Longwood. The ladies there too, and this is where Longwood PD catches up with them because Plasma Donation Center again does not fuck around. They called the cops.
This is slowly escalating.
Longwood PD rolls up, couple cars, like 6 cops get out, and they kind of
wow.
they do the old surround, separate. They get her.
Is he black? All right, don't shoot him.
They get her away from him.
That's what they do.
She takes off up the sidewalk. Her and the baby take off almost immediately in the stroller up the sidewalk. They're gone. We never hear about them again. I feel like they got an apartment and they're fine.
Okay,
good.
so you're
They're good.
assuming they're safe now. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
they're good. I feel like.
Good.
So the cops talk to him for like another 15, 20 minutes or something. Like he does the whole drop to the knees, hands behind the head thing again with them. And they're like, "We don't give a fuck, sir. We're just trying to keep you in one spot long enough for her to get half a mile away or whatever. It's inconvenient for you to catch up." And so they, after like half an hour, they just get back in their cars and leave. He's there on the sidewalk. And the next time I see him, he's 10 feet outside my tent on the north side, between me and the canister of fireworks we keep, the big container of extra fireworks.
Yeah.
He's midway between the tent and the fireworks canister, smoking a fucking cigarette. Right next, giant pile of cardboard, like just puffing away. And him and a guy are talking out back. He's smoking a cigarette 10 feet away from my fucking tent. And so I'm, "Sir, run out." I'm like, "Sir, you cannot be smoking here. You need to be out smoking 100 feet away from the tent." And he goes, "Okay." And he walks away. Never see him again. I think he got treatment. He's good.
All right.
Happily ever after.
Still there.
No, I never saw him again. Like for the whole rest of the days.
He'll come back eventually. They wander.
They always
around.
come back.
They wander there. The same 5 places. Yeah.
So his friend was there talking to him, eating a piece of chicken.
Okay.
And he goes, "Hey man, you got good fireworks in that tent?" And I'm like, "Yes sir, we got plenty of fireworks. We got big stuff for a lot of money."
Thank you for some chicken.
It's like I got little snaps for $2 or whatever. We got a lot of good fireworks. Okay, whatever. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna finish my chicken. I'm gonna be right in there. Look at your fireworks, man." "Yes sir." And I walk back into the tent. Couple minutes later, unnamed Pyro Spot employee behind the counter kind of looks up into the parking lot and goes, "Oh, that dude's dying."
What is happening?
Doesn't move a muscle. Stays
Right.
Well, he's stone
completely
cold.
put.
Well, I mean, that is
Stays
odd.
completely put. Looks
That
up,
is an
assesses the
odd
situation
thing.
correctly, makes no moves.
A lot of times people don't like to get involved. I almost died at Epcot because nobody helped me when I was choking.
Yeah, I have
I had
seen.
to throw myself over a fence.
I think a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I would
Like-
think. A lot of people I don't think have been in an emergency
Yes.
situation, and a lot of people
They
don't
freeze.
understand that. Yeah, sometimes you just don't. You don't like immediately go like, oh, what?
It's not computing.
Yeah, you, like
Yeah,
it doesn't. You know, like you may. I don't know. It is very very odd.
It could have been that. A lot of people I've told this story to have said they would not engage a homeless guy physically, like whether CPR or whatever,
Oh,
for whatever
right,
reason, they
right.
just wouldn't do that.
It's disgusting.
So
he said it. He
I-
said what he said.
I
I
look
said that
up.
to make our guest laugh. Just because I see him.
I want to get my hands dirty.
I look up and I don't see anything in me, so I'm like kind of looking in the park, like, what the fuck is he talking about? And the guy, Chicken Man, comes around the corner, and he is doing the old hands to the throat,
I'm gonna kill you, just like the baby.
and he's going. He's giving him full gucks, right? And I'm confused. I don't know. Like, yeah, to speak to you guys are saying, like, I'm confused. So I go get him a water.
What the
Yeah, I like that. That's a good move.
is your mouth?
What are you doing? Hold on, thirsty. That means thirsty, right? I'm trying to remember. This is more in
That
sign language.
chicken's real dry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is more.
You know what this guy needs? A tiny
All done.
paper cone of water.
We'll waterboard him too.
So
You can't go in that porta potty.
I give him the water, and he's like, nah. He indicates that's not going to work. And so he kind of like, we got two little tables up front that are like, I don't know, good for about 15 pounds that we can put some fireworks on if people are checking out, they want extra room or whatever. He kind of staggers over to the table and sets his water and the chicken down, and like he's setting up to do what Sam did. He's about
Yeah.
to do the self Heimlich on this table.
Yeah.
I don't even know should I know how to do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should.
Because I choke a lot and I don't know how to do the self-Heimlich.
So like the edge of the table, if you just prepare and hit the edge right into your bread basket,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's pretty much the same thing as a Heimlich, but you can do it to yourself if there's nobody else around who's
And
willing to touch you because you're filthy.
It's just about
Well, I wasn't filthy.
knocking the air.
For whatever reason, Sam, or for whatever reason.
It's just all about knocking the air
Yeah.
from your lungs through.
My name's McCoy, not Heimlich. I don't know how it works. I'm just. I've been doing a bit about it now, and my bit is that like I've seen this on a number of posters around town at fine restaurants, so I feel like I know what I'm doing. But so he sets himself up to do the self Heimlich. Like I don't know, Dan, how this fucking guy in a parking lot knows how to do it. And you fucking.
I mean,
don't. That's crazy to me,
I didn't
but
even know that was like a thing. I thought if you were choking and alone, you die.
Maybe
I die.
It's entirely possible this guy just invented it in his head as well. Like, but anyway, I can see he's setting up to do it, and I know this table is going to fucking WWE on him, and he's just going to fucking fall to the floor and die. You know, this is about when I figured it out. So I go, sir, turn around, and he presents to me like a baboon, and
Yeah.
I grab him around the waist.
He knew this guy's he knew everything. He presented himself in like, I am ready to receive.
I imagine life's real clear when you're dying. I imagine
he's ready.
So, and I don't know if this is like he is normally like this or if it's a factor from choking to death happening, but he's fucking jacked, dude. Like he's strong in the abdomen, like it's all rock, like it's
all core.
From all the choking.
Dude, it's like fucking hugging a barrel. It's crazy. So I get my
When
arms
you
around
only
him.
eat once every 4 months.
He had plenty of chicken inside. I get him. I lock my fucking hands together, and I give him a good one, and nothing. I give him like a second good one, nothing, and I give him a big third one, like everything I got. I give him a big third, and I didn't think it worked, so I'm still hugging him for whatever reason, and I turn.
This feels good.
I turned to say to somebody behind the counter, I'm about to say call 911. It
Right.
didn't work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
And right when he goes. Whoa!
Fireworks. All fireworks.
He ate a bunch of Snap Pops.
You ate them.
You were stealing from me, you motherfucker.
Bunch of chicken comes pouring out, and he starts, like you've been playing Marco Polo and you've been running a little too long. He starts
You saved that
gasping.
guy's life because if you'd have called the cops, they would have never got there in time. I mean, you go get brain damage, you're done.
So Let's say, Tom, you were choking on a pub sub or something, and I gave you the Heimlich. You coughed it up. You look at me. What's the first thing you say?
Well, I would thank you for saving my life. I would be like, thank you. I mean, do you need anything?
I would probably be like, I'm trying to really do. I probably have like the teary eyes. I would probably look at you and be like, oh my god, thank you. I'd probably hug you.
I would announce.
I'd be like, thank you.
I'd be like,
thank you.
This man saved my life.
Fireworks for this man. Buy this man. What's the one we like? The 308. Or like,
305.
Yeah, the 305.
So this guy looks at me and looks me right in the eye and he goes, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? He looks at me and goes, napkins! He wants some napkins.
Is this guy a Nazi?
Not even napkins, please, from this motherfucker. He's demanding napkins immedially, right? And so a girl behind the counter goes and gets like 3 paper towels for him.
My God, they don't are supposed to have those. You don't need paper towels for fireworks.
He takes the first paper towel, and this is completely true. This is not made up. It's got a punchline, and it's fucking funny, but it's 100% true story. He cleans his face. Takes a napkin, cleans his face. He takes the second napkin, cleans up the puke. He gets down on the Big Lots fucking parking lot floor of our tent.
Interesting.
Cleans up the puke. He takes the third napkin, spreads it out on the table, puts the chicken in it, wraps it up, and walks out of the tent.
You don't want to waste this chicken.
He took the chicken to go.
Well,
he took the murdered chicken with him.
I don't want to waste it.
I don't know
what kind of chicken was this. Popeyes? Because then I understand. Was it?
That's true. It's different levels of chicken.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, I guess, okay, from a survival aspect, he's not wrong.
Right. And the odds of you choking on the same chicken.
Well, I mean, like...
Listen, homeless people are like birds.
They're not real.
Or Dansby. No, Dansby will puke shit out and he'll be like, oh, that looks great. He'll eat it right back
They
up.
sing beautiful songs.
Meaning that they're hard as fuck. Like they have been through some shit. You know how hot it is outside, and like you know how you have to sleep and live. It just hardens you. So I'm sure you've almost died a lot.
Yeah.
So you just don't. It's not like a life changing. It's not like you know what? Like if that could have been it.
So this really wasn't a big deal. You're like one of many that has saved his life. You know.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about Power Spot Longwood is that like 2 minutes later, just back to work. We didn't even talk about it. It was just another thing that happened.
Like, you know how many times you've been Narcaned and been back to life?
Exactly.
And then you're like, wow, I almost died.
Yeah, you're like that old car that your friend has that just they keep repairing it and it just keeps running and they keep it forever.
So
that's almost unbelievable, man. Especially the ending. I cannot believe he took his chicken with him.
Took the fucking chicken. It was crazy.
What is a sizable amount, though?
It was like a breast. It was
4
a breast.
ounces?
Probably. There's a lot of meat left.
No, but
that's disgustingly awesome.
Because I truly believe if you hadn't have done that, he would have died.
100%. Right? Absolutely. Like that. I kept every time I'd walk by the spot, I was like, we came real close to having a guy die right there.
Yeah, because and then there's no way the cops get there fast enough or anybody helps him in enough time.
He was gucking out. Yeah, it would have been by the time the cops got there, it would have been probably like too long to do anything about it. Yeah,
crazy. So did Craig give you some sort of hero award?
What do you get for that?
A hat?
Yeah, you got to get like a pirate spot. You know, like, I don't know, like a Starbucks. You like a Starbucks gift card.
Hero hat or something.
Uncle Sam's hero hat.
Just for the day at least. I'm sure.
Oh, the big hat like the Atlanta Braves were wearing for when they hit a home run. The oversized huge hat.
Because I'm sure no one's ever been saved a life inside a Power Spot 10.
You know what? He did. Craig's brother-in-law a number of years ago, the discount liquor and tobacco, he went over there to get some smokes or something to drink or something, and a guy was like laying on his back and then vomited and was choking on his own vomit, and Craig's brother-in-law flipped him over and patted his back until he
that's
and he gave him 3 paper towels and you may retain your vomit, sir. It's the Pyro Spot way.
Exactly.
Do you guys know CPR?
I don't. I told you the story, and all the listeners know I failed. I failed my CPR for the Red Cross.
But I've seen TV a number of times, so yeah, I was able to do it that one time.
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to sweep the airway with your finger.
Yeah,
no, the firefighter knows. I thought you used to be able to sweep the airway, right? That was the thing. Well, I haven't done it in 20 years.
Times changed, man.
I don't think the breath even matters anymore.
No, it's just compressions. Yeah, and then you do. I forget the song. There's a different song now. It used to be "Staying Alive," but I think the song you use now is "Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit. I could be wrong on that, but it's one of those.
More aggressive. Yeah. Turn your hat backwards.
Eternity.
Oh,
Sweep the airway. Put the white makeup on his face. All right, get it real Borlindo.
Yeah, like the skeleton guitar man. All right.
And then also we had, you guys might remember from my previous story, Roman Candle Guy came back.
Yes. Yes. Okay. If you've been following along.
This one's a quickie. Roman Candle, he came back like late on 4th of July, and he walked up to the tent. I was like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, hey, how's it going? I was like, you can't buy shit here. Why? I was like, you set your last shit off in the parking lot. There's no way. And he's like, and this guy...
Come on, man. I just want to puke some chicken.
55-year-old black guy, medium height. He goes, hey, it's not for me. It's for him. And he points to a kid who looks like Opie.
Who's with him?
Yeah. Which I had no idea until he pointed to the kid. And the kid looks at me and goes, yeah, it's my money. And I'm like, I'm perplexed. I'm flummoxed.
This bum drove me here.
I honestly didn't know what to say. And I kind of was like, okay, welcome to Pyro Spy.
I love adult mismatched with kids stories. I love those. Like when Bubba used to have
somebody stumped Ross.
Yeah,
They
Bubba
didn't
used
know
to have a
what to say.
12-year-old that drove him around. I love stuff like that. I think everyone should have a mismatched.
Is there an age requirement for fireworks legally? Do you have to be 18?
Probably.
That's the right answer.
Is there any?
Yeah, there is definitely because they put up the signs at Publix. I think it is 18.
Okay.
So they walk in, and I like when the guy walks by, I was like, "Hey, listen!" And he looks at me, and I go, "Listen, don't light anything off in the parking lot. That's a hard no."
That's being cool.
He was like, "Come on!" And I was like, "You did it.
I can't stop myself.
Don't do it again." And so he goes, "Okay, I promise." And I was like, "What are you guys gonna get?" And he goes, "Roman candles."
Yeah. And I'm gonna set him off in the parking lot.
And so I kind of keep an eye on them, and they check out, and they're leaving. I'm like, "All right, happy 4th of July. Don't forget if you even start flicking a lighter in the parking lot, I'm gonna come and take all that from you." And then he looks at me and goes, all he got was smoke bombs.
Oh,
the kid, it was his money, and all he wanted was smoke bombs.
He loves smoke bombs.
The dude couldn't talk him into Roman candles.
Our kids love the smoke bombs more than anything he did. Tom lit off like 6 smoke bombs, and they ran through, and it smells like straight Wuhan shit.
Yeah.
It hurts your face.
It's
it
bad.
hurts your nose, and they're running through them, loving it, and then it's got to be bad for them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I also find
They loved it, dude.
I find the, like small funny things in life,
And they go
when I look
forever.
around.
The ones that Tom got from Pyro Spot, one of them would literally, it smoked the whole cul-de-sac up because it would go orange, red, green, purple.
I know that one. That one's kind of like Mardi Gras themed.
It
and
was
it's
nuts.
crazy.
Look, I made the joke that if I threw a candy wrapper out my car window, my wife would divorce me. She'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like she would scream that I'm a maniac and insane and really.
It'd be bad.
And meanwhile, I was clapping as I explode garbage everywhere.
Yeah. Rating it down.
And the smoke bombs. Crystal won't even use regular sunscreen on the boys' faces. She's like, "We have to use this organic, whatever the
zinc
fuck it
oxide or
is." Yeah.
something.
It's actually a sun enhancer, which is real bad.
It really doesn't work. It just melts off into your eyes.
And she's like smearing it. She's like, "The other sunscreen's got carcinogens." And then she's gonna. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there
They're
watching
taking photos.
watching them run through goddamn Wuhan smoke
Crystal
bomb.
and Andrea are doing videos, and
I'm
they're
like, "Don't
running
breathe
through,
it in."
and they're running through the smoke doing poses.
Yeah, and they can't, and they have small lungs, so of course
Yeah.
they get through the initial smoke and breathe it in. I'm like, "Oh, it's everywhere."
I know. Maisie started coughing. I hand her my vape. I go, toot that out. Get it out of there. That's truly right
And then
there.
I'm like, and all the wives just filming it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but the sunscreen?
No, don't
I'm like,
no.
well, all right, we're all living crazy town.
Come, my lady. Come, my lady.
That's an excellent reference.
All right, well, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
And then when we come back, we got a bunch of stories from...
And then there was one crazy guy who walked over the fence and just couldn't understand the concept of a fence. He was like, he just kept like,
What is
feeling
this
it.
sorcery?
He
That's
thought it was
called
a
The Walking
force
Dead.
field.
Yeah.
He thought it was a fucking force field. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's the Grimes.
You stab them through the eyes, through the fence.
You gotta get the screwdriver out and go there and do it. The name of the artist is Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. The name of the song is "Find Your People." It's like a little happy Americana type little jam. Some haze and hose, maybe some foot stomping. We'll be right back.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright. The kind you wanna stay up with all.
Flaws. What do they mean? Is a flaw still the flaw if you turn the building to the right? No, it's no longer the flaw. It's the right side wall.
I thought you were going to do floors. What are they good for?
I can do that. No, I was doing like a professor. Like the concept of my imagination in that moment was a professor just talking about like the dimension of a floor and how
just a wall turns sideways.
Yeah, it's just a wall turn. It's just a dumb English professor. I don't know.
AtHomeFloorStore.com.
Yes, sir.
If you need your floors redone, me and Daniel did our entire house with At Home Floor Store.
If you want carpet, if you want like high quality, high pile, amazing carpet, they can do that because a lot of people need these soft surfaces in their bedrooms. I'm a kind of a traditionalist on that. I know a lot of people hate carpet, but I like soft surfaces in the bedrooms. But then we did luxury vinyl plank all throughout the house, and it's awesome. It's also great because I have a kid that will not stop cartwheeling, and she lands on her head all the time. And the beauty of luxury vinyl planking is it doesn't knock her teeth out.
Yep, it does have a give to it, and it's indestructible. It's waterproof.
Waterproof, so if pee-pee dogs want to go crazy, go crazy.
It could also be installed on top of your current
which
floors.
Is exactly what we did, which speeds up the install process, and it mitigates the mess down to virtually nothing.
You know, do what my neighbor Francis did. He shopped out his flooring and then also included At Home Floor Store. And At Home Floor Store came in at the cheapest price, the best price, with the best quality.
And Francis
flooring.
is shrewd. Like he shopped around and he did everything in his house. He has like a palace now, and you can make your house look amazing just by changing the flooring.
Yeah, and they'll come to you. They come in the At Home Floor Store van. They'll leave samples so you could just walk by them every day and choose the color, which helps. And they're great installation teams, great demo teams. They came and demoed my house.
And
all
Justin,
the
who owns it, the big guy, he's been listening to us for a while, and he's a really good dude.
Yeah, Central Florida and Tampa. It's AtHomeFloorStore.com.
It's not enough beat for you to really freestyle over that, I don't think. Songs always got to put like spooky stuff at the end, right? They're like, we're done with the song. Add some spooky. Hold on, let's add a little.
Spooky fade.
Let's add a little. There we go. Make spooky it up. Hey, welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
Real quick, Cafe Da Vinci in DeLand. They've got Julian Marley coming up Thursday, July 13th, and Cashed Out's Butter the World Tour.
Yeah, man.
Thursday, July 27th. I may take Crystal to that. We listen to a lot of Cashed Out.
I think you should go to that tour. You would very much like those guys. Yeah, like we had them at our Land Cruise, but in a smaller environment. And closer, like at Da Vinci, that would be sweet.
So that's Cafe Da Vinci in DeLand. Also, I know Astrofest is at the Orlando Science Center July 15th and 16th.
Travis
celebrating
Scott!
the life of Rob Zombie?
It is astronomy.
We got it wrong.
So if you're into the universe, check out the Orlando Science Center on July 15th and 16th.
They always have something cool going on, and you know what? Tom is correct. Air conditioning.
I'm not into it, but I'm in it. The universe.
Yeah, well, I like that. That's a good T-shirt.
Let's do some Dump 'em Out.
All right. Wait, have we been skipping? I feel like we've been skipping Dump 'em Out a little bit.
No, Tom can't skip.
You know, I'm a good
That's
skipper.
a thing now.
I am like probably the best. Maybe Sam might beat me, but I'm the best guy skipper I think on the show.
I don't think I've ever told you guys. I was gonna flunk kindergarten because I couldn't skip.
That's some kind of
it was like some kind
Pennsylvania
of
test?
Yeah, it was like part of the physical test for you had to like color and say the alphabet, and I couldn't skip.
Can you skip now?
Yeah, of course. I'm not.
Can you skip now?
Hold on, that's a thing on TikTok. Old stiff white men can't skip.
Yeah, I tried.
White Men Can't Skip. It's the new movie.
Yeah.
It probably was about the last time I played Marco Polo. Was the last time I skipped.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by Injured on the Go. Just call Mo.
It's got a new summer magnet out.
If you skip out into traffic, get hit by a car. Call Mo.
JustCallMo.com.
You know what? We never, and I got this just for like giggles, for shits and giggles, and we never play it. But I got the old, this old deal here.
Just call Mo, just call Mo, he'll answer on the double. Just call Mo, the man when you're in trouble. Car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just call Mo, when you're injured on the go.
into attorney mode to wit, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Pretty cool, right?
That's a good ska song.
Yeah. When I go see Less Than Jake at Fest, I'm going to ask him to play that song.
Yeah, that is the trombone player from Less Than Jake. Anyway,
I honestly thought you lost it, and we're just playing like Squirrel Nut Zippers during the show for some reason. Like.
So what do we got first?
Well, do we want to start with Dump 'em Out, or do we want to do a preview of Shart Week? One that didn't make the cut.
Yeah, let's do that.
Shart Week on a Dump 'em Out.
There's not enough shitting yourself.
So,
this is
we had a
we call
lot
these
of
nugs.
entries this year. So I said we shouldn't let these emails go to waste, so we should do one each Friday free show.
Use every part of the Shart.
Okay, I will.
I like that.
I got a story or two to share for Shart Week if you're interested. First one's pretty short.
From snoot to tail.
I shook a shit out of my pants when I was at church.
My favorite Dr. Seuss book.
Somebody stepped on it. My mom had to clean it up because my dad was the preacher. And me, her...
Hold on, how did this not... This is fantastic.
And me, her, and my brother were basically the custodians. The other one was at a baseball practice. I told the coach I had to use the bathroom, and about halfway there, dropped a log in my white baseball shorts. I got to the porta potty and basically trampolined the turd into the toilet.
You gotta bounce it. Yeah, I've done that before. You gotta bounce it out of your underwear. It's like what a clown would do with somebody that jumped out of a building onto a trampoline. You bounce them out. Yeah. You gotta bounce them into the toilet.
So, hold on. Baseball pants are tight. How do you
No, not all of them now. Not all of them now. Some they wear them long and kind of baggy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this was a while ago, I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, they're not super tight.
But I feel like tight enough to prevent
It's a kid's uniform.
log.
A lot of kids' uniforms are like not ill-fitting.
Yeah,
like my shorts were literally pants when I played soccer. They didn't give a fuck.
When I got back, I was accused by one of my teammates that I pooped myself.
Well, you did.
To which I naturally...
Hold on. Is it an accusation if it's true?
It should be a rightful accusation. I was rightfully accused by my team.
Ross and I are being mean today.
To which I naturally backfired with, "Nuh-uh, you did."
This is a great honorable
Marco.
I was probably 10 at the time. Well, I did, and my coach had to walk to the payphone at the middle school that we were using the facilities
Goddamn
at
payphone.
and call my dad during his Wednesday night service at church and advise him of what happened. My dad and mom left the service and drove to the middle school in the 17-person Dodge church van that was used to pick up kids for church.
This is what he did at the church, and I stepped on it.
And had to drive through 3 soccer fields to get to the baseball fields. I sat in the dugout while
No, they didn't. There was parking.
I sat in the dugout while everyone else practiced until they got there. They pulled up right next to the dugout and escorted me towards the van. When I started to crawl into the back of the van to sit down, my mom told me to lay on my belly in the aisle so I wouldn't stay in the seats.
You fucking shitter.
I rode the 2 miles home on the floor of the van on my stomach. I can elaborate more if needed. Thanks for reading this. And I'm sorry you have to read any of these stories. If either of these do not qualify or do qualify for Shart Week, please let me know ASAP.
I think my dad made me do that when I pissed my pants. I think I had to stay in the floorboard. So that's accurate. This is a real
but were
story.
there other kids involved, or was just the dad?
No, the other kids,
teammates
remember, accused him, and he said, "No, you did."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you would try to protect your son from embarrassment, or at least I would.
Well, you
His
can't.
parents weren't there
You
at the
can't.
time. They
No, it
came
was
to
a
pick him up.
drop-off.
Were you listening to this?
Well, I thought the parents came to pick
We
in
did,
the
but it's
van.
like a drop-off. It'd be like me dropping off Maisie at dance, and then she shits her, her
Yeah.
dance clothes. I'm not there.
Right.
There's nothing I can do. And if the kids see it, she's on her own, dude. Sorry. You're just going to be embarrassed. Daddy can't help.
They did pool across the soccer fields to pick him up at the dugout.
In the
so-
church van, and everyone knew his family owned the church, so it
Correct.
probably said, whatever Methodist church,
Right.
he's driving through the fields. And...
I feel like 10 is too old for that, right?
No.
We have grown adults who shit their pants. What are you talking
I
about?
shit my pants at least once a year. I mean, it's like Christmas.
Well, a whole log?
Not a whole log. I've never done
been
a
a
whole
lot of
log.
logs.
I have never. That's one thing I will say about our listeners is you guys do evacuate everything into your pants, and I just do a little, and then I stop.
Well, if you want 3 more hours of that, we got it Monday.
Yeah, and we're also putting together, if that's not enough, we're putting together a final one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean.
really
It
5
comes-
hours.
Yeah.
And this is the one that didn't make the cut. This guy shit up a church and a baseball field. Like if he would have shit on an American an apple pie, it would have been the most American thing
Sorry,
you'd ever.
not good enough. Not good enough.
All right, so let's move on to Dump 'em Out. I did send you the Tan Mom update that I
Yeah.
saw over the weekend that I could not believe was real, and I had to share with the world.
I got
So you guys
this.
remember Tan Mom, right?
So remind me who Tan Mom is.
She was the lady that went basically tan multiple times a day, and then she got in trouble with CPS.
She was a whack packer.
Brought her 7-year-old or something.
She's a Howard Stern whack packer. You don't remember?
Now
Tan
she is.
Mom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
if you scroll down there to that picture, there are 3 people on that couch. She's in the middle.
Oh my God!
Look at her fingernails on his thigh.
Oh my gosh!
That's insanity.
Camouflage into the couch.
I've never seen anything like that, dude. That's not real.
It's real.
To be fair, she also tans that couch 3 times a day.
It's true.
Holy! Why would you get that couch? Why would you do
she
that?
likes the color.
Yeah, she does. She really does.
So she is like that Marvel character or the Mystique. Or she mystiqued herself into the couch.
But it's Mesquite. Because it looks like wood.
Her skin tone could best be described as jerky.
Yeah, man.
So
at this point, it's a sickness and a novelty.
Yeah.
I think it always was. Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's like when you turn yourself into Lizard Man. I mean, when you're splitting your tongue, you got horns.
Because you like it. You obviously like it.
You look in the mirror and that makes you happy, then
I'm all for that. If that's what you're into, do it,
Although, are you killing yourself with this tanning?
Well, unless she's using like lotions and stuff. I mean, I have friends that self-tan or spray tan all the time.
Well, I don't think this is a spray tan. This is a straight up.
Yeah, I think
she's got to be in a machine of some sort.
Maybe she has.
She probably owns her own at this point.
Like, you can't just do that with the sun, right? That has to be done with a machine.
Do you guys tan at all?
I do.
Well,
I tanned maybe once or twice, way back in the early 2000s, just to try it, and I did like the way I didn't look like pasty or whatever, but it was at Tuttle's place, and because of the UV stuff, and I read a lot about it, I was like, I don't know if I need to do that. And plus, I got covered in tattoos.
It was one of the things that came up when I was searching for like natural ways to increase testosterone. And so
really?
I do like 10 minutes a day each side. Just first thing in the morning.
Was it just for like
a shower.
vitamin D?
Yeah, vitamin D. Also, like I'm losing weight, so there's stretch marks involved. It helps with stretch marks and stuff.
But do you just sit on the sun?
I lay out a yoga mat in the yard, and I do 10 minutes front, 10 minutes back, and it feels good.
It is really good. It's the natural sunlight. I do notice that if I go to the beach and I'm just in a little pair of shorts, no shirt.
Better mood.
Yeah, you do.
For sure.
Naturally, you get done and you're like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah. You're just laying there. It feels like you did something. It's awesome.
Do you
listen to Car Talk?
A bright white ass? Because I have that.
I do have tan lines now, and like it's my backyard, so I would wear like my boxer shorts, and then I just like roll them up and down. Yeah.
I used to do that. My dad used to be like, "Stop doing that!" And I would pull my swimsuit up like it was like a Speedo.
Yeah.
And then like my roach legs would be hanging out my neck, and my dad like, "God damn boy." Put your pecker in your pants.
What's next, Sam?
So Britney Spears is in the news for not her Instagram or anything, but she was backhand slapped by an NBA player's security guard the other night.
I read this story.
Yeah.
It's all over social media.
Why was Britney Spears hit?
So apparently, from the story I read...
Does she go out?
She went... She was in a restaurant. Which this whole thing doesn't make much sense to me because, like, Britney Spears is more famous by name and by recognition than this NBA player by
oh my God,
Victor Wembanyama.
Well, she's more famous than the most famous NBA player.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron. I guess maybe if you had LeBron and Britney, they'd be pretty close.
I mean, it's going to be neck and neck though. I mean, she's been famous for a very long time.
Basketball's huge in China.
Sure.
So maybe, but
China.
Britney Spears is too. Anyway, so she went up to this person's NBA player to get like a selfie or something. Sam,
she was going to ask for a photo because she said she was a big fan. I guess she had seen him earlier in the night. They were staying at the same hotel, and she recognized him.
Oh, okay.
And then later saw him at the restaurant, and he was walking with his security guard. She was coming up behind him, went to tap him on the shoulder to ask for a photo. And the guy, without even looking, just backhanded her.
Whoa.
Didn't realize it was Britney Spears at the time, obviously. He literally smacked her sunglasses off her face.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, thought it was just someone, I guess, touching
you don't need to be hitting anybody.
Client. I guess what?
The Afromander.
The
oh, yeah.
The cops I read that
Lemon
said
pound
that
cake.
that there was no crime involved because the bodyguard was protecting the client.
Is that what they say?
That's, I guess,
protecting him from what, I would argue.
Being tapped on the shoulder by Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What a danger!
It's an epidemic.
Yeah.
But
do you know how many NBA players have been beaten up by 45-year-old white women recently?
Next, you're going to tell me Christina Aguilera is like slapping Michael Jordan's Hitler mustache
Shakira beat the shit out of Kobe Bryant. Oh, no, he's dead. Sorry. That was bad pull.
Two things here that I'm curious about. One is if Britney Spears and an NBA player are in a restaurant, you would
sounds
think,
like a joke.
No, but you would think that there would be not only paparazzi but other people hovering around looking at them.
She said that did happen.
So,
and she said my security didn't slap anybody.
Right, like tons of security around her anyway, right?
But also, as the security guard of the NBA player, didn't you recognize that there's some sort of like another celebrity and security and people hovering around? You know, it's like you would think that you would be aware that this situation, like there's another huge celebrity in a restaurant.
Also, she's 5'4", whether it was Britney Spears or not. You don't have to slap somebody. You could literally just be like, hey, you know, your profession is to like secure people, not to assault people.
On this, not a name drop, but I've actually met her, and she's teeny tiny, like little bitty person. You know, I'm 5'2", and she's like me, but like slighter.
Yeah.
And has no weight.
And then also,
you know,
it's an odd move as a security guard. Like, I understand
it's not doing security. In security, you're supposed to know everything that's going on at the time, I would imagine.
But don't you push the people away with your hands, not slap them in the face?
That's what I would assume.
That's a weird.
You don't need to hit anybody. You just need to step in front of. All you need to do is get in front of the person, right?
I guess if they thought that someone was lunging at the person you're protecting, maybe your instinct is to slap them away with. I don't know. It's odd.
I got two thoughts. It's either like one of his boys that he's paying to be a security, and the guy doesn't know shit.
Yeah, he's not a real security.
Or
I think you're right.
Or he is legitimate security. He makes $500,000 a year guarding this guy, and the guy's thing was, if you let anybody put a finger on me, I will fire you.
I think you nailed it. I think you nailed the first one, and Tom kind of was alluding to that earlier. I'm going to try to reach out to a buddy of mine that does really high level security and has in this
Jeff
town
Howe.
for Jeff is one of the best in the business. Some would say the best, but we're going to reach out
Big Red Dog
and see if we can get Steve from Maximum. He owns a security company here in town.
Another Howard Stern whackbacker?
He's worked with everybody.
I think he's been on Stern, right?
Has he?
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Also, it has to be super embarrassing for Britney Spears, right?
She said it was. Yeah.
Like,
do you want to hear her statement?
Yeah.
Okay, so she said, traumatic experiences are not new to me, and I have had my fair share of them. I was not prepared for what happened to me last night. I recognized an athlete in my hotel lobby as I was heading to dinner. I later went to a restaurant at a different hotel and saw him again. I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. I am aware of the player's statement where he mentions I, quote, grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder. His security then backhanded me in the face without looking back in front of a crowd, nearly knocking me down and causing my glasses off my face. I get swarmed by people all the time. In fact, that night I was swarmed by a group of at least 20 fans, and my security team didn't hit any of them.
Oh, man.
And she did file a police report.
But I guess
it's pending.
The police said that because the security guard and they were doing their job essentially,
right.
Which is stupid because that
is dumb.
You know, you're not. I mean, that's how you just. I mean, you're opening yourself up. If I was an NBA player, I'd be like, quit hitting people in the face. I'm gonna fucking get sued.
Now has he said anything? Because and this, just hear me out on this, is we live in a time where I always think that people can solve the problem by doing what I would do, by just trying to be a good person and solve it by coming out with a statement of like, oh my God.
What you shouldn't do? Make a song with a ukulele about how you're not a child groomer.
Well, yeah, that would be bad. But like, well, if he did this and apologized ukulele style, that'd be funny. But I'm just saying, has he just come?
He made a statement.
Wouldn't it be really easy just to be like, oh my God, this is so bad and I'm so sorry. That we didn't mean to do that. That was really bad, and this looks really bad, and I'm so sorry for all of your embarrassment, and that will not happen again, and I'm terribly sorry.
If I'm a security guard and this happens to me and the cops let me off of it, I'm gonna double down and make this advertising like, hey,
I'm smacking everybody.
Don't fuck with me.
Ross McCoy security. I won't let nobody run up on me. I don't give a fuck who it is. Britney fucking
not even
Spears.
the cops. No one. Yeah.
Fucking Elon Musk. I'll punch him in his goddamn nose if he comes up to you.
He did put the message out. You touch my client, I'm going to smack you, even if you're Britney Spears.
This guy's going to be the least selfied NBA player of all time.
I'm surprised that Britney Spears is out in the public.
Yeah, I didn't think she went out. So when I heard this story, I was like, well, that's fake. She doesn't go out. She just chills.
I thought she would be so swarmed by people that are just trying to take pictures of her. Like
she said it happened earlier in the day.
But it's crazy. She's still out, though.
Yeah.
Like, she's still wandering around.
Like, trying to get out there.
Is this
I don't know
Vegas?
how often it was in Vegas.
Okay. You can't go anywhere.
The weird
as
thing
Britney
is,
Spears,
Buffalo
right?
Wild Wings is like
clearly she can't.
She likes the mango habanero like I do, and it goes. It is spicy.
Like Britney Spears is a level of famous that
it's crazy. You can't even comprehend it.
I would be like, oh shit, it's Britney Spears. I couldn't stop looking at her. Like I'd be like, oh my god, this
Relax, bro.
No, but, right?
No, it is like
Tom
that.
Hanks or something. You know,
it's like the time
level
I
of
saw
fame is
I saw
giant.
Tom Cruise at the L.A. at the Home Depot, and I stood there and I did the. You're just kind of standing there like a dumb
you
person.
Can't believe it.
And you're like, that guy, what is happening? And it's
it fucks with your brain seeing someone that famous. Anyway.
And they also look weirder than you think they look. They're always smaller. Always.
Yeah.
And they're tiny. And Tom Cruise is tiny. Slight. Melted face.
Would have got Maisie and QVC.
Okay, it's in the blood. This is just one more version of Tom talking about how my boys are like me. See, my boys are like me. Maisie is straight up bananas obsessed with QVC. She asked what I was watching one night a couple weeks ago, and then she watched it this past Wednesday. And I watch a show. You've heard me talk about it before. In the Kitchen with David on QVC. He's like he's the guy. He's QVC's big gay LeBron, and he sells the finest kitchen products you'll ever find, and it's one of my favorite shows, and I watch it all the time, right? She asked me to watch it. She came in there, and now she's addicted to it. She calls it In the Kitchen with Dave. She has to watch it. She wants some of even the products. She wanted to buy a can opener, a Coon can opener. It's like a $28 can opener. I'm not buying you that. She's like, we can put it in my dance bag. I was like, you don't need a can opener in your dance bag.
What does she like about it?
She likes all the different products. She rates them. She likes the different colors.
Can opener?
Just like I do.
8 years old.
Same shit I do.
Did she cook?
With me, yeah. She'll cook with me. Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of cooking. But, she will sit. And then last night, it wasn't on, so she got pissed. She was, pissed off. She's like, I want to watch In the Kitchen with Dave. I'm like, it's not on tonight, baby. It's only on Wednesdays. So she crawls in the bed. She's like, well, what's on? And I was like, well, I think they got on Temptations, which is, it's a lot of ceramic cookware. And then they...
what's on? Everything's on. It's all there.
No, we like it live.
On demand.
And then they were doing, I think it was the Quacker Factory does the little sweaters for the grandmas. And she's like, I don't want Quacker Factory. I want In the Kitchen with David. So now every Wednesday, me and Maisie, we get in the bed at 8 o'clock and we fire up QVC In the Kitchen with David and we watch it for 2 hours.
She's already
all in,
80 years old.
She's all in. She is all in.
How does she like it?
Last night we were watching and I know this is something that you and I've talked about. I've talked about her time anxiety, and she puts herself to bed. We were watching the Quacker Factory, and she didn't want to watch the sweaters of the grandmas. She's like, I like the cooking products better. She's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And it was 8:40, and she put herself to bed.
You're living a life no one can relate to. There's not even a listener that can relate to that.
My wife, it's a true story.
Every listener with kids that we have, none of them can say oh yeah, that happens to me. They're all like, what? I have to yell at my kids every goddamn night to go to bed.
Andrea.
And they beg to stay up 10 minutes longer. I'm like, every day.
Yeah, we don't enforce bedtime anymore, and it's the Wild West.
Well, during the summer, I stayed up really late, but she doesn't want to. She's not even like me.
Yeah.
Like, when I stay, during the summer, I had a Sega Genesis and stuff. My dad let me stay up to 9:30, 10:30. I'd usually fall asleep,
I didn't have a bedtime.
Yeah.
I was very much like Tom's boys. Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
But we instilled
you're stronger for it.
We instilled the bedtime.
and staying up late.
She just likes it. She has time anxiety. And then I asked her last night, because I knew that you guys would ask, well, what does she say? And I asked her, I said, why do you want to go to bed now? You could stay up. Why do you want to go to bed now? And she goes, I don't like being tired. I'm grumpy when I'm tired. I don't like being grumpy.
And she works hard, so she's tired, man.
It's true. Work 16 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
School and dance.
It is very weird. It is very weird.
Also, my kids have no interest in anything I'm interested in, much less QVC. Like, that's weird too.
Yeah, it is. It's a stupid thing to be interested in.
This reminded me of so for whatever reason, me and Tommy were talking in the hot tub. Like,
I like that.
Marco,
man to man, a little man to
You guys
man.
chased off the swingers.
And
so
put a
you're
little
alone.
TV on, maybe put a little cashed out on.
And the subject of G.I. Joes came up, and then I took my phone and started showing him what G.I. Joes were, and he was fascinated by it. I was like, I used to play with these when I was your age. And then he's like, Dad, can I buy some G.I. Joes with my piggy bank money? I'm
Hell
like, yeah.
yeah.
So we go to Amazon and we buy some knockoff G.I. Joes or whatever.
Nice.
Oh,
So and they're not
spring
as good.
for the name brand.
The originals.
Oh,
You'll only buy them on eBay.
Jack.
Don't buy the originals.
There's
They make new ones that are just like the old ones.
Oh, no. Boa Constrictor Commander is just as good.
They were Bobo.
Yeah, instead of Duke, it's
God.
Duke.
He only had $13. Well, the
Flint.
actual
Instead of Flint, it's Flintstone.
the brand ones are expensive. He only had $13, so we had to
you
buy
can at
them.
least spring for a roadblock.
The Alibaba Joes.
No, not a Baba Joe. I hate Baba Joes.
So anyway, then so he got those, and he's like, I have no imagination. He's like, the screens took my imagination, so I can't even play with these. So anyway,
Hi, I'm a little plastic guy. What are they supposed to do?
He's like, what is that?
I came from the store, and I'm not real.
He was like, this is what you used to do, old man. You're an idiot.
I cost $7, and I'm plastic. What are you?
Yeah, this is not fun at all.
I shouldn't be talking.
Anyway, so then I was like, I used to watch the G.I. Joe cartoon, and then I'm like, I bet it's on we have all the goddamn services.
Yeah.
It's on one of them.
It's all on there.
And so I go research for it, and it's fucking the original 1982 G.I. Joe
Real
cartoon.
American hero.
You didn't dip into the naughty promos, did you?
No. This is the actual cartoon.
You know the one? Yeah, what they took? They used to take the naughty.
No.
They,
Well, that's
they
on YouTube.
The PSAs at roadblocks like, who wants a body massage?
Yeah. No,
Those are exquisite.
They're
so good.
one of the
They're so
best
good.
internet things ever made.
No,
Yep.
this is the actual cartoon that I used to watch when I was a kid.
Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
I used to love Cobra Commander and Destro,
84,
Baroness,
and
Scarlet.
So we're watching it, and then they're like, "This is obviously shitty." But they're enamored by it.
You know, you heard my heart.
It's made to sell toys, and that's it.
And then, so I'm watching it with my sons.
I still like it.
I remember one whole episode was G.I. Joe was in a tizzy. The whole organization is in a tizzy because Cobra's sending a guy named the Viper to wipe them off. And then at the end of the episode, it turns out to be that street joke where the Viper is a wiper and he's just a window cleaner, and they were freaking out for no reason. And I remember that being the moment where I was like, G.I. Joe sucks.
The Viper I'm going to have to look up the Viper wiper. I remember Serpentor, who was like, they took the blood of Hitler, Mussolini, all these horrible people, and they squirted it into like one body.
Yeah.
And I think they actually used Hitler, and I was like, I don't think they're supposed to use that.
Well,
and he was like the worst. Serpentor was the worst guy.
And there was another one where G.I. Joe was dating this lady who was rich, but she was ruining G.I. Joe. For example, she got them a solid gold helicopter because gold reflected the Cobra's lasers back, but it was too heavy to fly. Fucking sucked. It's
So-
I'll
stupid.
find that one too.
Speaking of, it was a different time.
Yeah.
I'm watching this shit, and then of course Cobra Commander comes. He's shooting up the base, and
Destro's right there trying to betray him.
Yeah, Destro is so awesome.
and then
silver metal head.
Duke, the leader,
Yes.
tackles a woman to get her out of an explosion.
Probably,
right?
yeah, probably Scarlet.
Probably Scarlet.
And then rolls over next to a tank, and then he's like, "How you doing, little lady? You okay?" And then she's like, "I'm okay."
Yeah,
and she's
thank God you were here.
A fully trained assassin.
and then he starts flirting with her.
Yes.
Fucking Duke is horny.
Yeah, they were.
And they think it was a horny. Like all the men G.I. Joes were fucking flirting.
Yeah, with Scarlet.
With Scarlet,
Yeah.
and they would make comments not too inappropriate, but just little horny flirting.
Yeah, they'd
comments.
say things. It'd be like one of these, like, "Hey, don't get your britches in a twist."
I got you covered.
I'm 99% sure that canonically they end up having a kid, and that kid is one of the kids in the Transformers cartoon. I could be wrong about that, but I'm like 50% sure.
Wasn't I mean, like, not to discount what you're saying as this is inappropriate, but was there a storyline where Duke and Scarlet were together? Because that might have been written in, and it was part of the story. I think that's part of the story.
G.I. Joe and Transformers, same universe somehow.
Yeah, they
and
had crossover.
Think
They had a
Duke
crossover.
and Scarlet have a kid and ends up on the Transformers.
Well, he's definitely horny.
Yeah, oh, Duke is horny.
Super
You know,
horny.
the one that I always thought was the hottest, and this is just, and they did this on purpose, was somebody threw it in the chat room, Baroness.
Yeah.
Baroness had glasses. I married a woman with glasses. She had cleavage and wore black leather. Come on, dude. Baroness was so fucking hot with jet black long hair.
Just like on He-Man, the what's her name?
The purple lady.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Evil
about.
Lynn. Evil Lynn was the hot one on He-Man.
Look at
So let's end with this, because one of my favorite things in the world is when a wife yells at their husband or gets mad at him.
Should we call her? Do you have her number?
Especially for being too drunk. In fact, I was trying to goat turkey leg over all last weekend to get as hammered as possible. Like we were going on the boat, and I was driving the boat, I was sober, but I was like, he didn't have any job to do, so I was like, hey dude, let's see how drunk you can get today before your wife yells.
You really
at
did that?
Oh,
I thought you were fucking around when you said
I was like,
that.
hey, have another IPA. I was hot as fuck. I was feeding him drinks. I'm like, toot your pen.
Okay, like
I'm just waiting for his wife to yell at him.
I'll say it. The one
so
other
much
story,
joy when it happened.
The one other one on there, let's flag though for another time, because I need to tell that Lisa dementia story. Okay, so just flag that one. But this one, we'll tell the smoker one. I haven't smoked a pork butt in forever. I just haven't done
Do
it.
you want me to go ahead and call her, or is she calling us?
I asked her to call, but I don't know if she
Okay.
can. She
Yeah.
might be working, and man, she said she could call in. She'll call
Cool.
in. So I haven't smoked a pork butt in forever, and the smoker that I have, I wanted to upgrade. Shout out to Sam C, who gave me some parts for my smoker many, many years ago.
Eat his pork butt.
And I think like 2 years ago for Thanksgiving, we were smoking a turkey, and the whole machine died, and I kept the parts, and I was able to swap them out and like get the machine running, which was like, absolutely crazy.
Does that make up for the
She's
dry fit
online
shirt
too.
thing?
She's calling. Sorry.
All right, hold on. Well, sorry. Sorry. Hey, babe, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. You sound great. Okay. So, anyway, sorry, I missed your joke too. So where was I? Okay, so I replaced my smoker. I wanted to get a new one. Andrea comes out when we were talking about this smoker and how old it is. My mom purchased it for me about 15 years ago. It's a Green Mountain Grill, a Daniel Boone Green Mountain Grill. And it just
that was
doesn't.
a long time ago to go pellet.
Yeah,
you
pellet
must
grill.
have been like the first pellet guy.
I was.
Yeah.
Tom always makes fun of me because I am an early adopter, and I had an auger pellet grill before anybody else had
That's
them.
true.
Like my mom found it; she thought it was really cool. It meant something to me because she gave it to me, But I wanted a newer one, and it's pretty large. I need like a smaller footprint or whatever. So Andrea and I are looking at it. We talk about it, and then we rush out to the Ace Hardware to look at them, and we find one, and they're having the July 4th sale. Here we go. This is perfect. July 4th sale.
And
are those sales real?
Yeah. This grill was like really expensive, and it was like $300 off, so that was good.
But I feel like the day and age of the internet, like they just say it's for sale, and all they did is they put it back to the original.
You know me, I made him look it up to see if it was actually on sale.
Yeah, that is true. She does. Like, she pinches pennies.
So I said, are we actually getting a deal? And he did look it up.
See, the same things you say are the same thing she says.
Yeah, I just assume the internet is the sales don't exist anymore because the internet
it depends.
You could still get them because a lot of times it's the shipping that gets you. So if I had bought this same grill online, it would have been like, probably over $1,000. Like, it would have been very expensive.
And here in Orlando, all the Ace Hardwares are owned by a guy named Tool, so you know he's legit.
That is true.
It's true.
That's where I got it.
It's true.
Yeah, that's exactly where I got it. So it's already put together. That's another thing. You don't have to put it together. I mean, you could buy it online and get a deal, but then you'd be putting it together, and we probably know how that would work out. So, we get it, and we take it home, and I got to season it and everything, so I season it up. We go to Fresh Market. We get the pork that I need, and I'm having a banner day. I buy the pork, and the guy working at Fresh Market is brand new, and he priced the pork.
Oh, it's the best.
So I got
love
an
mislabeled
8-pound pork butt for like $28. And it's humongous.
Oh, that's stealing.
It absolutely is.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, he mispriced it. Andrea had the same reaction.
You're stealing
Andrea's like,
from
we
the
must go
market.
back and talk
I'm
to
paying
him.
what it was labeled.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm like, shut up. The guy looked like maybe he had been wandering in a fireworks parking lot. So I got
Costco does it all the time. That's why I look at every.
They go too fast.
I look at every piece of meat in Costco, whether I need it or not, just in case it's priced 39 fucking cents or something.
Because they're trying to get it out there quickly.
Slapping it out.
And this guy was like, he was nervous nervous, and I could see him back there, and he even told me, he's like, I've never wrapped something this big before, and that's what threw him off. When he said that, I think he put in the code for like turkey breast.
And Dan said, well, that reminds me, I need to go get some condoms.
Yeah, I should have gotten another. Anyway, so we get that. I season it up the night before. I do the yellow mustard. I do all of the things you're supposed to. I'm going through the old school. It's a ritual. You know, you smear the yellow mustard on the top for a binding agent. You know, you season it in and out. You know, you season it all around.
A bit slower.
I tied it with twine to make sure that it had a tight footprint on the grill.
Dude, when you get the kitchen string out, you're serious.
Yeah, and then I wrapped it in cellophane, then I wrapped it in foil, and then I plunked it in the refrigerator overnight, ready to go. So in the next morning, I get up super early. I get up at 6:30 with Andrea. I rush out super early. I buy a thing of beer. I buy some of those deep trays that, you know, all good rednecks that smoke. You put your meat in there and your beans and stuff. You know, I had the gloves. I had everything I'd like mitts, the whole nine. I get the grill going. I put the pork bun on there. I pull the top down. I mean, this thing looks so good. The smoker's going. The garbage truck comes by. All those guys jump off. They're high-fiving me. They're like, oh, my God, this looks great. What are you cooking? I show them. We high-five again. Andrea comes out. Remember when the garbage men came by and they were, like, celebrating?
Oh, yeah.
It was like America. It was, here we are. We're barbecuing. Let's fucking do this. And then I go. It's 8:30. I grab that first Coors Light.
In the morning.
And I proceed.
Did you eat breakfast? Or are you going straight?
Too excited.
Too
excited.
Yeah, you got to save room for pork pie.
Too excited.
Yeah.
Maybe a little mustard. And I start drinking a beer and smoking. And I bring Dansby out. And then I give him a little beer. And it's me and Dansby. And the smokers are going. And the beers are flowing. And I keep it going.
And you keep it flowing.
And I keep it flowing.
As one does.
And do you want to take over, babe?
Yeah. So this is Monday the 3rd, and the neighborhood here does their big, like, July 4th, on the 3rd. They shut down the, like, downtown area. They do fireworks.
Oh, you need to go outside if you can. You're breaking up a little bit. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So
it does the same thing in our
neighborhood
house.
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So the neighborhood here does their, like, big fireworks thing. They like shut down the downtown area. They have vendors. A bunch of her dance friends are going to dance, and so Maisie and I were like, okay, so by 6 o'clock we're going to walk down there. We're going to watch some dance friends. And Daniel's like, yeah, sure, fine. I'll text
I can't
you guys.
leave. I've got the smoker going. I can't really go anywhere.
And that's fine. Yeah.
So I'm
he's
locked
like,
in.
I'm just gonna smoke this meat. I'll text you, when it's done. We can either, have some of it tonight, or we'll just take it to Tom's. I said, yeah, totally fine. We're dividing and conquering. He's having a good time. He's playing music. Good. So Maisie and I head downtown Baldwin, watch her friends. Well, then, the thunderstorm clouds start to move in.
And they moved in, so fast. Like, it came in.
They moved in pretty fast. I'm watching it, and it's like 7:30. Almost 8 o'clock, and these are getting dark. And you can kind of see that the lightning is coming this way.
Yeah.
And I was like, Maisie, I think we should start, like, walking back home. But she's like, oh, but my friends are performing again at 8:15.
And she's obsessed with performing. By the way, I got yelled at before she left because I said she needed to take a break from performing, and I didn't let her perform with the July 4th thing, and she's pissed.
Why didn't you let her perform?
Because she needs to take a break and do some other things. Or how about spend some time with me?
Do some home shopping.
How about you kiss your dad's face?
No, that's how she's getting to work.
I know, she is a Friday. Get to work Fridays.
Right. So we're still, downtown, and I was like, Maisie, I think we need to walk back. We'll walk back down for the fireworks. The fireworks is off 9:15. I said, once the storm passes, we'll walk back down. I just don't want to get caught. So she's like, okay, so we're walking back home. And
so meanwhile, I'm in the garage, and I'm just like, I don't know where
with Dansby.
I don't know where I am. I've smoked and drank my brain. Like,
How many beers came out?
Oh, 12. I drank all my beers. I drank all 12 beers, and I'm sitting.
And how long a time?
From 8 to
6.
8 to 7.
Yeah. But Daniel's a smaller man.
Oh, yeah.
Andre the Giant.
Beer an hour?
I'm 5'2", 162.
A beer an hour?
Yeah,
But even were you also tooting?
And that's what I cannot do that anymore. That is it's one or the other.
Yeah,
I believe the kids call it.
No, I can't. No, dude, I can't because I hallucinated. I sat in this chair.
That man is not real.
It happened. I sat in the chair. She's laughing because it happened. I sat in the chair.
Were you afraid?
You were outside in the garage with Dansby.
I'm outside in the garage with Dansby, and I sat in the chair and so still until the motion lights and everything went off in the garage.
Just sitting there. Hold on. I'm sure Andrew's he's dead.
No, hold on. So my phone, I've been playing. I love classic reggae. Like if you go to Spotify and type in Trojan Records, you'll see like a lot of classic 40s or 50s and 60s reggae, and I love it. It's just great party music. So I had that on. Well, I ran my phone from sun up to sundown, and it died. So when my phone died, my music died, and I just sat there, like sort of hallucinating, levitating until the lights went out. And then
Wait, no, the neighbors came out because the niece was going to do like a balloon fight or something, and he's just trying to stay so still. This is what he was telling me because he didn't want the light to come on and them to know he was
I didn't want the kids to know I was in the garage, so I stayed. So
Don't say that.
I was like,
I didn't know that.
Sitting in a chair in the dark.
I was sitting
What if they saw you?
Dude, that's way creepier.
like,
That's
too
way
dark.
creepier than the light coming on.
Too dark.
Mr. Dennis says
It's too dark. It's too dark. They'd look in there. They'd look in there, and I would
he
freeze.
died in his chair.
They would look in there, and I'd freeze.
Wait, no, like, you said he died in his chair. Just wait. I mean, the story, we're not even, like, the good part of it. Like, so Maisie and I are starting to, so Daniel's not, like, I'm like, hey, I think we're going to walk home.
Well, she's
like, it's
texting me, but my phone is dead.
He's not responding.
I'm not responding because my phone is dead. I don't have any music, and I'm just sitting like a mummy.
Aren't you afraid of your wife? I can't even comprehend.
Too drunk to be afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's what I'm the most afraid.
I was all powerful.
He's comatose.
I
man.
was a god at that moment. I was levitating. I was the king of my castle. I had my dog with me. I had a pork butt smoke. I'm full of beer.
Yeah, so Maisie and I, we get past, like, CVS, and the loudest clap well, first it was, like
loudest thing I've ever heard.
Thunder, lightning, like right together, so you know it's quick. And so I scream to Maisie, "Just run!"
Yeah, they're like war veterans. Andrea's like, "Go on without me!"
Oh my god!
I just wanted her to run because I was so nervous because it was
you
like
freaked
one
out, but
after
you
the
freaked
other.
out Maisie. You freaked her out by saying, "Just run! I'll catch up if I can. I might die. I'll meet you in Poland." Like it sounded like you're like in World War II or
just
something.
lightning.
Because when your adrenaline,
I'll meet
spikes
you at
and
the
you're
checkpoint.
I thought I was putting my kid in like immediate danger because of this lightning and this thunder. So I just
they're
wanted
running.
her to run.
So they're
home.
running, right? So I'm sitting like the French witch in the garage with the smoker going in complete silence in the dark, and they're running. Well, Maisie comes flying into the garage, triggering the lights as I'm mummifying myself, and she's crying, and she's like, ah! And she comes in, and all the lights come on, and I go, what the fuck?
We're soaked because the rain like unleashed as we were running. So we're soaked. We're screaming.
And I'm yelling,
like,
what the fuck in their faces.
We're so scared.
So I yell, what the fuck is happening? Well, then Andrea thinks, because I'm yelling, what the fuck? Andrea's like, you don't talk to me and my child like that. You have the audacity.
That's called the stranger.
But I didn't.
When your wife talks to you like you're a stranger, that's the worst.
I am the stranger because I was scared to death. It freaked me out. I was falling asleep in my chair.
You guys both Halloween Horror Nights together.
We did.
I sent Maisie inside because I was like, I'm about to dress this guy down.
And she did, and she spit in my face.
Because I was so mad, I got the spit mouth.
Yeah, she got the spit mouth.
Because he screamed
But
at
I
us.
still didn't know what was happening. I had no idea what was even happening at the time. I'm like, what's happening?
Blacked out drunk.
You had... But I was mad because you had no compassion for the fact that your daughter
compassion?
was here.
I didn't know what was happening.
But you were like screaming at us because we were like
you
so
scared
upset.
the shit out of me. It was like the black guy. It was like the black guy on America's Funniest Home Videos on the Halloween thing where it's a reaction. You just punch the scarecrow in the face.
Right, but it's because you got so messed up.
Well, that's true.
And you couldn't give us the compassion.
That part's true.
That we
Too drunk
needed
for
right
compassion.
at that time. And I was like, Daniel, I can't believe you are speaking to us. This is the time we needed you, and you didn't care that we were so scared that we were. Like, I had to go lay down on the couch.
Yeah, this is the part you like. This is the part you like.
Well, I had to go lay down on the couch because I had that like adrenaline drop.
Yeah.
That I thought I was going to throw up.
She got like
This
a Brock
guy's,
Lesnar spike.
Yelling at us. This guy's yelling at us like.
Well, it wasn't like I was yelling at you because I was in my right mind. I was yelling at you because I had no idea what was happening.
Right,
and
but I knew you weren't in your right
confused.
mind, and that.
Yeah, that didn't help. I deserve this. I deserve all of this.
I usually go the opposite when I'm blacked out drunk.
Okay.
I go Howard Stern Beetlejuice, like, whoa, me? Just hanging around. And then I get yelled at. I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm trying to hide my drunkenness from my wife.
Well, I think he was trying to hide it, but then the rain messed it up. He was trying to hide and stay in the garage, and if we had stayed down there for the fireworks or whatever performance, I think he would have like eventually snapped himself out of it. But because we came in hot because of the storm, but I was just really mad that he wasn't like he was mad at us.
She wanted what she wanted in her mind was me to not be drunk. Number one, okay, that's completely controllable.
What's his
I think we can all
punishment?
agree.
Andrea, what's his punishment?
What she wanted is
that's all I want to know.
She wanted to run in and then have me go, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you guys are safe.
Let me get you a towel."
And I didn't do that. And everything she's saying is correct.
You did quite the opposite.
I did exactly the opposite, Ross. And I'm not very proud of it.
He did the opposite because he screamed, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
and then I tried to explain it to her. I was like, well, if I'd have been down there, and this is the worst thing you could do is say, like, this is what I would have done, right? But I'm going to do it for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
I would have been like down there. I would have been like, well, let's just dip in the Walgreens. Why are we running all the way home? There's plenty of buildings
because
around
I
here.
just want to. You don't. Yeah, you don't think straight. You're just like, I just want to get my kid home and protect her and not get stuck here at the
we're not going to
CVS
agree on this
and
one.
have her scared.
Here's a handy.
Sorry.
Andrew,
I'm sorry.
What's the punishment? And take
The
into
whole chat
account.
room's chanting punishment.
Yes, take into account. He just said he doesn't still agree with you. Yeah. Because I
Boy,
never.
this is
That's
the worst attorney I ever bought.
This is a move that I wouldn't even dare to do. But and he's like,
Well, you would think it. There's
what's
plenty
the
of buildings. There were
repercussions?
plenty of buildings. Plenty of buildings. Look at all the buildings down there.
Well, okay, so Daniel his love language is like physical touch and like togetherness. So the punishment for him was like Maisie and I both being so silent to him, like not talking and like
they left me
making
alone.
him feel the rest of the night by
and it
himself.
worked. It rattled me. They left me alone.
But that's Tom's dream. That's the punishment,
They
Tom.
left you alone.
That's what he wants.
It really mind
That's
fucking
not what Daniel likes.
You're like, I'm not going to talk to you. I give you a blowjob.
I'm going to give you a silent blowjob.
Tom,
This is my Husband of the Year award.
Wait, when he was in his right mind, he had like asked if he could put in a ticket for later, and I had
put in
said yes, but then I revoked that shit.
Yeah, she took the ticket away.
Just one ticket.
Yeah, I put in a ticket.
I've gone through months.
Does Crystal usually talk shit to you while she's giving you a blowjob?
Fuck you. All right.
No. Actually, I can't remember.
I think we're glossing over the most important thing here. What happened to the sport butt?
It was perfect.
I
was
ate
good?
It was
perfect.
Oh, shit.
Then that's how you make a perfect pork butt.
Yeah.
I could taste the domestic violence.
Did Maisie cry more when you screamed the F word?
Maisie? Okay.
I'm like,
She doesn't like you cursing.
Yeah, let's
Someone
handle that.
cursed in front of their kids while making this.
Let's handle that because
I can taste the children's tears.
yeah, Maisie was crying about the rain, but no, Maisie didn't cry about me cursing, but she did mention it to me the next day. She was like, "You said the F word," and I go, "Yeah, Daddy's really sorry about that. I didn't really I thought you guys should have probably," and then I started doing my whole thing about all the other buildings, and I just stopped.
Did she know you were drunk?
What do you think, Andrea?
No, I think you think you're okay enough to but I think then later on, once he
No.
sobered
Do
up,
you think
he realized-
Maisie? Do you think Maisie thought I was drunk?
Oh, no, I don't think she has a concept of that. I don't think so. I don't know. She never mentions, she's not like Tom's boys where they're like, you were drunk.
But I've never been drunk in front of them. I've never happened. They just say that.
4th of July weekend, you weren't drunk in front of them?
No, they don't know.
When you go camping, you haven't been drunk in front of them?
I am drunk in front of them, but they
I'm
never
drunk
know.
in spirit.
My wife doesn't even know. You don't understand
I don't think you guys realize
How easy it is to know you're drunk,
these kids will be so perceptive. I think you're in denial.
I'm telling you, they never know. But they say
They have songs about it.
No, I know. But then I'm
love
like,
you,
when?
baby.
I'm like, name the day. And they can't do it.
Well, you couldn't name a day of anything I asked you either.
Just because your kids don't have it on a calendar, they don't fucking notice.
No, but I'm like, but when? They're like
that time you fucking fell over my toy and
No, they
Like
just like to
Maisie
fuck with
does.
me. They just like, you like to drink beer. I'm like, I never drink beer in front of you. Never.
Maisie does know what beer is, and she knows I've had beers. You know, I don't like I'm not gonna lie to her.
The trick is, if you're always drunk in front of your kids, they'll never know the difference.
I was about to say, do you think it's better to get drunk and hide it from them and lie to them about the fact that you're drunk?
I want to see them. I want them to grow up with
with
my
beer
dad.
not being normalized and there were silver cans everywhere and he's slapping mom around. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. It's the stereotype. Everybody knows it, but I don't do that, and I don't. But I bet you, if you did drill her down, I mean, she's pretty fucking smart. I bet you, if you said, did he seem different that night? I mean, again, I'm sharing with you the worst moments because we're all human, right? I mean, laugh at it because it makes me feel better about fucking up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think she'd know. I think she would know.
I feel like it's better that she knows that it's conditional that you sit in the dark by yourself in a state of gloom and not that's just something that could happen at the drop of a hat or it's because Daddy had too much beer.
Just a random.
Yeah.
You don't want to just be like, Daddy turns into a vampire.
That could be the lesson,
in the garage.
right?
He sits in the dark and then he turns into the screaming man.
He sits and he waits.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I didn't think about that. But anyway, yeah, I fucked up and it sucked. And somebody as sweet as Andrea didn't deserve that. But I was out of my goddamn.
But it's over now. It's almost like the punishment was nothing.
But I can't do that
That's
anymore.
what I'm nothing. She's fine about it.
You got to move on. you got to live your life. Man.
I mean,
Anthony Hopkins. I asked Anthony Hopkins. I showed you that. They're like, do you have any regrets? And Anthony Hopkins says, regrets? No. No time for regrets. I'm an old sinner. I do some good things. I do some bad things. But I do some good things. I just move on. You just got to move on.
Well, I love that guy.
Yeah. When I heard that, I'm like, okay, you got to do your best.
But your wife remembers forever.
Andrea's like you, bro. And I tell you this. You forget things all the time. If your wife came in here with a goddamn hammer and hit you in the head with it and then walked out, you would forget it in a week.
I know I've said this before, but we'll be driving perfectly peaceful. We're driving to the beach as a family day. I'm just sitting there. I'm not even on my phone. I'm just sitting there. And then Crystal will be driving. She's like, remember that girl that came to your house? And then I'm like, when I was in high school?
I'm not convinced she likes you, man.
My boner barely works. I'm an old man now. You're bringing up high school?
Well, you're just sitting there not talking. She's mulling things over in her mind.
Small talk.
And that's the shit that comes up. Maybe try talking to your wife.
If you complimented her more and did nice things, then she'd bring that up.
Why you said it all?
Okay,
she heard all.
That's maybe the smartest thing Ross has ever said. If you beat her to the conversation, there's no time for other ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can say.
Here's a tip, Tom. Ask her a question about something she likes, and then she'll start talking about stuff that isn't personally insulting to you.
Yes.
Listen.
Do you know your wife at all? What does she like? Name one thing she likes.
Red Bulls.
No, I know.
Honey, tell me the story of the French
That's
witch
70
again.
show.
This is a story you've heard a million times. It's better than being berated, right?
She likes the not hurting animals. So what are you supposed to talk about?
What's PETA up to these days, man?
You got to buy her an animal and then not hurt.
Oh, tell her the story about the abyss rats that you told me the other day.
No, she heard it. Heard it all.
Anytime, because you're just going to sit and stare and not listen anyway. So just be like, honey, you know what? I'm thinking about going vegetarian. Talk me into it. And just let her go.
What about gambling?
No.
Get her on board.
No. The worst topic I could ever bring up was business ideas and gambling. Just like what you guys experience. Whatever you guys hate, she hates too. We're all the same.
To be fair,
More
most
likely we are different.
Most of your business ideas are huge gambles.
That's true.
All right, let's get out of here. Ross, are you going to be performing any
Oh,
place
shit, yeah. Bull and Bush every Wednesday at 9. Open mic, first and third Saturdays. We do Shit Sandwich. And this month, July 22nd, me and Larry Fulford are bringing his show, What Would You Do, live to the Bull and Bush. It's going to be $10 at the door, July 22nd. And it's me, him, Lee Cohen, and Marcus Crespo, of two of my favorite comics. And the show concept, some of you guys came out, saw the one at Will's Pub, but it's Larry makes a question, and the answers are all comedians' jokes, and the audience votes, and whatever answer they pick, the comedian does a joke, and then we all have mics and we all chit chat and talk. It's more like a podcast than a comedy show, but there is comedy involved too. So if you like listening to podcasts, you're listening to one right now. Come out and see. What would you do? What do you want live?
If you like stand-up and if you like podcasting, I would say, and if you like original ideas and creativity, I would say give it a shot because it's definitely one of the most creative things I've seen. And Larry rules, and you guys love Ross. So go support it because we're getting some really cool stuff in town.
July 22nd, $10 at the door.
There you go.
Come see me.
Sam, you have a semantics? Or
yeah,
you heard
we're
about
going to
this?
be recording tonight, actually, for semantics. It'll come out Sunday.
Dig it.
We actually did already record our after party, which is our Patreon episodes, while we were blacked out drunk on vacation over the weekend. So if you want to...
You didn't yell at your dog or daughter or cats or anything. You
don't have any of those anymore.
You don't. Nothing to yell at.
They did smoke a pork butt, though.
Don't be a bad dad.
All right. Again, Shart Week is Monday, so that episode will be out Monday, and also the best of Shart Week will be out Monday.
It's so much Shart.
We had to take the day off.
It's so much. It's tons of Shart.
And we will see you on Tuesday.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.